This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Oh, shoot.
Marv, you want to do volume checks? We're all good?
It's too late.
Everything's good? Are we too late? Yeah?
It's too late, bro.
You good?
Am I
Speak
good?
live? Yo? Lawrence?
Yo,
What up?
Yo?
Can you hear me?
Everybody sounds good? Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is That One Piece Talk. I believe this is episode 65.
Yeah,
My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Lionel, Seb.
And this is That One Piece Talk, where we talk One Piece. What's going on? I just want to say thank you to everybody that's in chat right now. I know that more people are going to come later on, but I just want to say arigato for being here so early. We appreciate you dearly. For the people that are in right now, Seb, tell us who's in.
All right, we got KJ, Void, Marcus D. Jones, Peter Keenan, Sinuance, Jose Samuid.
Sinuance? Is that a new one?
I think so. I
Can
don't
I
know.
see his name real quick?
That's right. You right? Did I say it wrong? If I said it wrong, I'm sorry.
Sinuance?
I don't know.
Jaden Rice, thank you.
Thank you,
Samurai, Just Weird, Jaden Rice, Javian, so many. M, United States of Blurred. There's a lot of new ones in here. Nerd Taku, Kevin Salinas, Blah.
Yo, Kev, we
Gabriel.
gotta play Fortnite, bro. Also, Jaden, yes, you can shout out people if you want.
Yeah, man. Jaheim, Brothership,
Quan.
Teach, Quan, Jordan.
Everybody's
so many,
coming in
man.
now. Yeah,
So
everybody's
many.
sliding in. So thank you for sliding through, guys. We're gonna start. All right. So here's the breakdown of today's episode. Okay. I'm gonna do announcements. I'm gonna do some things that we didn't talk about last episode. Wait, is that Sebastian?
It
No,
does
it's
say
not me.
Sebastian.
It's not me.
Seaburger?
Sebastian Seaburger.
We got another Sebastian in here?
Yo, no way.
Slay.
Hold on, let's read it right now. He has $5. He says, first time watching, had to watch live to donate for the buggy costume. Yo,
Where's
Marv,
the ticker, bro?
is there the? We gotta put the ticker up,
Yeah.
Marv.
How both Sebastian's buggy gang? That's
I don't get it.
Oh, man.
This chapter is very heavy,
Yeah.
and it's heavy with like a lot of information. And since all four of us are here today, we're gonna be talking about the chapter extensively. Will we be able to get to the calls? I think we might, but there's a lot to talk about, so I can't promise it. Oh, you weren't following us, Marv?
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
That's crazy,
Marv been with us for
Marv.
65 episodes and never subscribed to us. Wow. Blur,
Insane.
thank you so
Thank you.
much. He says, road to $1,000 week 2, hashtag buggy gang. All right, bro. Anyway, so that's what the episode's going to be about today, okay, guys? So if we don't get to calls, sumimasen. I'm sorry. So let's do announcements and then let's get into everything. So for announcements, we are currently approaching 4K in subs on YouTube. I just want to say thank you to everyone. And when we hit it, I think we might do something special. I don't know yet, but I'll decide with the guys.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Straw Hat Nelson with 50 buckaroos says, let's go. Road to 1,000. Thank you
I like that
so much.
We got
And then-
we got two more actually. Well, we got one from ZBox1210.
What'd he say?
$5. It says, "Love this podcast, even though Larry's takes get me heated." I can relate to that. I can relate to that.
All right, so we are almost at 4K in subs on YouTube. I just want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed and will subscribe. For our audio-only listeners, I want to send a special thank you to you personally because we just reached 56K in total plays overall, which is like half of 100K.
Nice.
That's so wild to me that we have such a huge community that can't make it to the show but tune in every week. We're almost approaching like 2K listeners on average per episode.
On Spotify?
Spotify, Apple, and the other guys. Yeah. And then on TikTok, I also want to say thank you to our audience on TikTok. We just reached 26,000 followers. Even though we use TikTok as like a promotional tool for YouTube, I can't say enough how much we all appreciate you. So thank you. Next. If you want to support us, you can do so by liking this episode, commenting your thoughts, sharing the podcast with people you know. Don't forget as well that we actually have merch. It's our first edition t-shirt, and it comes with a limited time edition box too. So like this t-shirt that I have on, and you can see the back, I think. So we have that going on, and you can go to thatonepiecetalk.com/merch to order yours, or go to the description of this video and click the link below. Thank you so much to all of you, and you have no idea how blessed we are to have you here with us. Now, to get to some things that we didn't get to last episode was two people asked. One person did a super chat, we didn't call it out, and then one person asked a question. So we'll do the question quick, and then we'll go over the super chat. So, thank you guys. Thank you. So Gabriel Montoya said, they beat me to the calls. I have a theory that Blackbeard's awakening for his dark fruit allows him to steal the devil fruits, but what would the awakening for his quake fruit be, and what's the next fruit he would get for himself? I would love if you guys talked about this on the next episode.
Thank you.
So we'll start with Lawrence.
So it was like, what was his awakening?
What would the Quake awakening be, and what's his next devil fruit?
Thank you. Well, quaking and awakening. So it has to be. It has to be world level, because the whole thing is the power to destroy the world, right? And obviously we see what him doing. We saw Whitebeard using it and Blackbeard using it. Thank you. Right, I wouldn't say that was like affecting the world on a grand global scale yet. So awakening has the power to probably shake the entire world, maybe probably flip it upside down, you know. But that's what he's like. So maybe it could cause like a massive earthquake. But like a lot of times I'm noticing a lot of awakenings not only affect the environment, but they could also infect the person itself. So maybe you could create earthquakes inside someone's body, like destroying them from the inside. Or just like maybe showing the earthquake inside the earth itself. Like, you know, like instead of him doing it from his hand, earthquakes are coming up from the ground. They're coming from that. So that's what I'm thinking, like affecting the environment. Thank you. And affecting the environment and someone else like that.
Yeah.
And not to skip ahead for the newest chapter, but it kind of shows what Blackbeard kind of wants. What I believe may want for his next ability-wise is kind of revealed in this chapter. So should we wait on that? Or?
It's up to you. It doesn't matter.
All right, so in the newest chapter, I'm pretty sure everyone read it. What Blackbeard had me convinced that his next ability he wants is Bo Hancock's.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right, Seb.
As far as the awakening goes, I think a constant state of quaking, like just. I got the idea from I think one of the OnePiece video games, maybe Pirate Warriors, where he's just steadily quaking wherever he wants, like just consistently breaking, crashing the environment. Where it's like everywhere he goes, like within a radius. Not so much like lost room per se, but like just a constant state of quaking. Yeah. And y'all already know, I want him to take Marco's fruit because I think, yes, he was looking for bows in this one. I don't think it was technically for him, but maybe. But in general, I just think it covers all his weaknesses. Mobility, taking extra damage, etc. Like it covers what he lacks currently. So. Yeah. I want it to be Marcos. That's what I've always theorized. So,
just to clarify, I don't want it to be Boas because I don't think he's gonna die, but I thought he's going after it. So
yeah, imagine Blackbeard going metal.
This is not working.
I think that Blackbeard, if he did somehow miraculously awaken the Quake fruit, he would be like a barrier quake around himself, and as he walks, it would just be nonstop quaking around him, but he's not actually doing anything. But if you tried to touch him, you probably wouldn't be able to. You have to break the barrier. And then his next fruit, I think it should be Marcos. Lionel?
Going to what Sebastian said, I think you're thinking of when the Power Warriors, because they had in the game where Whitebeard was somewhere else. Like he was like on a different area in the map, and out of nowhere, like Luffy's on the bottom. Let's say Whitebeard's on top. And a quake happened where Luffy is, where Whitebeard's nowhere to be found. Like he's already at the other side, and he caused a quake. I think that would be kind of crazy that his range of quaking, like for instance, if Whitebeard's at Empo down and he can do a quake and it can affect all the way to Marine forward. Like that would be kind of insane because now you could hit anybody where you want. That's what Sebastian said. I think that's what he was referring to, which would be kind of crazy. They kind of give us a little instances of how far Paramecia's Awakens could go with Law and Kid and affect their environment. So I think it goes into those ranges. And Blackbeard's next fruit, I still think the Sabers, that I'm still, granted there's no hint of that, but I'm sticking with that for now. But again, it did change because, again, Blackbeard said he wanted Boar Hancock's personally. So apparently we all thought it was going to be Zohan, but maybe he wants another Paramecia.
All right. And then we had Big Bro Yanko. He says, you guys are great, and I'm just happy to help support the show. My super chat was, this is my first live. Prefer to listen on Spotify to help get through work. Love the show. And here's an easy question. Who's your favorite character and your favorite devil fruit? Also, Larry, you don't have to add this to the Buggy cosplay. My favorite character is Ace, and I would totally have the fire fruit or the lightning fruit. Seb?
Favorite character is Sanji, and I don't know if I would choose a fruit, it wouldn't be this fruit, but my favorite fruit is Doflamingo's string fruit.
Lionel?
Sorry. Obviously, my favorite character is Luffy. Like, I don't know if they always say my character is always the main character, but I say my favorite character is Luffy. He is. I already had a conversation with them already. I wouldn't eat a fruit.
Oh my god!
If I would just learn every
Pick
single
a fruit, bro.
Rhino's a try.
It's not about eating it.
Rhino's
That's
a
what's your
try
favorite.
hard,
favorite
bro.
fruit.
Yeah, it's not about eating it.
That's harder. I don't know.
Look at
I don't
Lawrence
know.
yelling at people to choose. Yeah, right? Are you kidding me, bro? We about to swing it to him, and he's not gonna have one, bro.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite fruit. I actually don't.
Okay. Law?
I don't have a favorite character per se, but I do like. You could kind of guess it. I do like one. I was like Luffy, the main character. He's dope. I do like Shanks and Zoro a lot, and some honorable mentions is other name, but just to go ahead.
Bro, one person, one fruit.
It's Zoro,
Okay.
bro. We all know that.
Yeah.
And
And fruit wise, I probably will go favorite for now. I'm gonna go with Luffy's because it legit gives you one of the most freedoms. So
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry that we weren't able to answer those questions last time, guys. But we did do super chats, and then we're gonna go into the chapter. So let's get these super chats.
Real quick, the same one, Gabriel Montoya, the one that I guess he also asked if you could read his question from Discord, please.
That was the question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Yeah, we got a $5 super chat from Antoine N. It says, no calls chapter was too lit. LOL. What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, Antoine? I think Antoine has his own show, actually.
Does he?
Yeah, I think so, for OnePiece.
We gotta find out what it is.
We got a $20 super chat from Celestial Donkey. Hashtag Buggy Gang.
Oh my
you
God.
feel me?
Thank you so much, CD.
Add that to the ticker, Marv. We got a $5 super chat from Jordan Arrowgetty. It says, been listening for a while on Apple Podcasts and have joined during Larry's live streams, but this is my first time here. Love this show and you guys. Hey,
Thank you.
Let's go.
We appreciate it, man. We really
Thank
do.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you.
Thank you. We got a 3 months membership from Celestial Donkey. It says, all you guys looking fire today. Yes, sir. First day back. Had to look good. You know me? And then we got a $7 or $8 super chat from Shandi Wandi. He says, Buggy Gang. You already know, man. You already know. Let's add that to the ticker, Marv. You feel me? We got a 2-month membership from United States of Blurred. It says, I'll dress up like Senior Pink if we get this 1,000. I can't do that. I can't dress up like Senior Pink. You got to try to swim on the floor. No. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we got a $5 super chat from Jacob Tiffany. It says, first time watching live. Y'all the best One Piece creators out right now.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
That's a great
I
compliment.
love hearing
that's
that.
good.
Yeah,
Thank you,
word,
thank you,
seriously.
thank you.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
so that's all for the super chat, guys. So now we're gonna get into the chapter itself.
we
all right?
have more super chats.
Why are you looking at that face?
Wait,
Because
no, we don't have more super
reloaded.
chats.
Yeah, we do. We have 2 more.
What is it? You want to read them
Yeah, go
out?
ahead, because my screen like reloaded on me.
Okay, we got a $5 super chat from Serial. It says, what do you guys think about the SSG being Kid Warlord pacifistas, since Kid Boa and Mihawk show up as them?
We are going to get to that.
Yeah,
so that's within the chapter. We'll get to it. We promise.
Yeah.
And then
another one, a $2 super chat from Silver Crown. Dun dun yo dun dun yo.
All right, so Lawrence can't read, so it's www.
Yeah, Silver Crown is from Par Vision's chat.
Yeah.
He does that.
Straw Hat Nelson with another super chat. He says, after reading the chapter, I've been waiting for this episode. I've been so hyped for y'all this week. So thank you. That's a great compliment as well. So we're gonna get into that chapter right now. All right, guys, let's do this.
Okay. It's a beast of a chapter, bro.
So we open up this new chapter, and it's titled "The Matter Involving Captain Koby." On the cover story, we see Oven and Katakuri trading blows against each other. The bottom text says that this is the effects of Caesar's hallucinogen gas. What are your thoughts on this outcome? And we'll start with Law.
So to me, it goes into why we saw what's his name, Reiju, who's the poison covering. Because maybe Caesar told them there's hallucinant. So this would be, in a way, this is, I guess, a smart way, an effective way, or a wise way of using Caesar's ability to, like, kind of distract them with each other while they escape. So we are wondering, like, all right, there's no way we'd see them, even with Caesar, all them beating Dogtooth alone. Now he's with Oven as well. We don't see them all beating Oven and Dogtooth losing. So them using a hallucinate where they fight each other in the confusion and they slip away. That's smart, and that Oda played it that way, where it's like, all right, we kind of get away with a satisfying escape from them, you know. So, and then you could probably use like a smoke cover screen to why they could escape. So, I accept this, and it was smart.
All right, Seb.
I liked it. I agree with Lawrence with the escape because, again, we said it's their cover story. They have to escape. It's called The Escape. So somehow they're gonna escape, and it does. To me, it doesn't downplay Cat in a way that like him straight up losing would have. Like it's an interesting development, and like. I don't consider this an L in the way that people have been like trolling Cat like, oh, this is L because he couldn't predict it with Future Sight. I don't see all that here. It's a hallucinogen. He got caught up. I love this. I want to say this. I love this. You know who I thought of with this? These two. Because these dudes are twins and they fighting. Like, guys, this is what it looks like when Lawrence and Lionel fight. And all I know is Evan did crack Katakuri because he leaking, bro.
Yeah,
that was one thing I did want to point out. But I thought it was a cool little development.
All right, Lionel.
I thought it was pretty cool too. I know everybody has a question like, all right, why didn't Katakuri see this? You know, because he has Future Sight. But when they showed us in the manga that there's limits to Future Sight. Like there's some things that Cat couldn't see. Like for instance, when you go to in Whole Cake, certain things Cat didn't see when his sister shot Luffy with a needle. Like there's certain things that, and it goes into his sensing as well. Like, did he sense Caesar? Because he could be strong as a Future Sight person, but how strong is his sensing ability towards people? Because he didn't even notice that his sister was there interrupting his fight until later on.
That's a good point.
So I'm thinking like, because again, there's shades of observation. There's sensing and there's Future Sight. And we already saw like Whitebeard has a beast sensing, but he may not have Future Sight. Well, you have collaboration of both these you have to see. Maybe Luffy might show us. So I was thinking of that too. And we don't know how much of the drug, because if Caesar did the breath thing, I think Katakuri would have noticed immediately. But hallucination, that's different. That affects your senses. So Caesar, you probably breathe it in, your senses are already dulled. Yeah. So like I think it was actually smart for Caesar to do this. Because if he did the breathing thing, he would have been taken out immediately.
Shout out to Caesar, man.
So that's my take on it.
He's a scientist. He better be smart.
Yeah.
He's actually an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this proved like I'm a big fan of Oven. So I said to myself, yo, shout out to Oven, bro. Like, Oven got a dub, bro. But I didn't like that it was against Katakuri. But he did make Katakuri bleed. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I see your point, and you made an excellent point with, like, his sister being involved in the battle, and he didn't sense her when he was fighting Luffy. But, like, Katakuri was already in, like, the fray of battle. And, like, his main focused dominant power is Future Sight, is observation hockey. Like, I feel like he'd be able to sense that to a degree, but you did make a great point. Like, sometimes there's a difference in observation usage. And the fact is, he didn't, I guess, use it correctly, but I felt like his opponents also weren't as strong as Luffy. Yeah. So he didn't have to focus so much to the point where, like, he wouldn't notice somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I had a pretty good question. I was like, yo, so like, can't Oven just heat up his body to perspire the hallucinogens?
You gotta know you're hallucinating though.
Yeah.
They could be thinking they're fighting the German right now. Remember that episode of the Street Fighter 2V?
Yeah, I know
Where
exactly.
Ryu and Ken were fighting each other in the hallucinogen. That's what I thought of too. And they were scrapping for real. Like this guy's moves, like he's so familiar. Like they didn't know, but they knew. You know what I mean?
I felt the
Yo,
same
but
way.
but you're right too.
That was
I mean,
my favorite scene in that show.
but like Oven is fighting.
Yo,
You don't
again,
think Oven's using his power?
He could think he's fighting Ichiji.
Yeah.
Like if he sees Ichiji and it's like, oh, I'm just scrapping.
I know, but what?
You know?
But have we ever seen Oven not use his power when he's fighting?
He could have heated that fist up a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. But it does go to prove that like, Caesar himself is not top tier, but his devil fruit is.
Yeah.
Dude, it could be it's so broken.
It could be very broken.
Parvish is in the chat, and they're scaling Oven in the chat. It's funny. They're like, Oven's greater than Smoothie. He's greater than Toby Romo.
All right, before we go to the next question, hit
What's
those
up,
super
Juan?
chats.
I think we only got one from Samurai Sabarsky. It says, it's a $2 super chat. It says, Ace will return. Too many flashbacks since he died.
Oh, he dead, bro.
Yeah.
Return how?
Return of the Mac.
How you mean? Because I can see like a visual ploy or a troll
Yes.
by an enemy to Luffy, but he gone.
Yeah, he.
That boy did.
He,
If Ace comes back, that's a Sebastian series drop level event for me,
All right.
personally.
Anyway, let's get to the next one. So, as we continue through the chapter, we see Marco leaving Shanks' ship, which is near Whitebeard's hometown, Sphinx, in the New World. Shanks has asked Marco to join his crew, and Marco says he spent enough time babysitting big-time pirates. We then go to a flashback of Yamato's conversation with Luffy and crew. Yamato says Greenbow only came because someone with incredible haki wasn't here any longer, and she can't just turn her back on everyone and leave the Wano unprotected. Luffy agrees, but doesn't like it. Marco, still being on Wano in this flashback, tells Luffy he'll be heading out since there's a ship nearby that'll give him a lift. Luffy thanks Marco for saving him at the Summit War. Then Marco tells Luffy that if Ace were alive, he'd be proud to see how far he's grown. Marco then leaves to Sphinx Island, says this era belongs to you guys. What are your thoughts on these events? And we'll start with Seb.
It's just, how many W's can I take on the Yamato matter, bro? Like, to the reasoning down to the pinpoint, Green Bull Shanks, I tried to tell y'all. And y'all was all mad that we didn't get the reveal of the reasoning in the moment. But it was obvious to anybody who was really paying attention why she wasn't going. Even down to the Momo not disrespect. I said all of that. Try to tell y'all, man. But I liked it. Overall, I did like it. I liked the Marco exchange with Shanks. Because it's funny, like, Shanks is always trying to recruit this dude, and he's like, nah, I'm good. Like, he's like, I'm enough time babysitting the big-time pirates. Because he's talking about Whitebeard and Luffy now. Yeah. I'm dead serious. He was out here telling, make sure you connect to the... Yeah, I guarantee he was including Whitebeard in that.
I only say that because his old age, but I let you continue.
Obviously. But you know what I'm saying?
Whitebeard was his captain. That's who mainly he was talking about.
Yeah, bro.
I thought he was talking about the Straw Hats.
Only...
Mostly.
No,
He was talking about Whitebeard and the Straw Hats. Anyway, I thought it was cool that he's like, I'm gonna get a ride with this other ship, and like they never allude to it being Shanks. Like I thought that was because like just Shanks. This is Shanks. This is Luffy, and it's like I'm gonna catch a ride with this other ship, but we never talk about who that ship was. Yeah. It's just funny to me. Obviously took W's.
He can fly.
I was thinking the same thing. I found that weird.
What?
Hold on. Let Sebastian finish.
He already flew.
We'll get to it, bro.
He already
we'll get
flew.
to it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm talking.
Bro, go ahead, bro.
He's flown from
Okay,
Sphinx
bro.
Island to here already.
Okay, bro.
Who's trying to fly for that long?
All right, bro.
All right. Anyway, such Marco haters, bro. And by the way,
How is this Marco hate? How is this Marco hate?
I'm addressing
I
something.
said he could fly.
I'm addressing something that y'all was talking about when I wasn't here last week. that they would have won without Marco. Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? Marco was he's low-key MVP of Wano.
Are you
all
done?
he was doing.
Are you done?
I'm not done.
Okay.
Yo, he's literally
I'm not
blinded.
done. I'm not done.
This is going to turn to an argument.
I'm not done.
It is.
But I thought the moment that he had with Luffy, because it's the first time they've ever actually spoken to each other, which is cool.
Yeah.
And he brought up Ace because that's the one real link that they have besides, saving his life from Marineford and low-key being MVP of Wano. But yeah, I liked all of that. I took dubs. I always do. But you know what I'm saying?
Knows how he had mentioned a few things though, right?
What I missed?
Are you
What
done?
I missed? What did I miss?
Are you done, Sebastian?
I'm done.
All right.
I'm done.
All right. Lawrence, we'll go to Lionel.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Lionel, go.
I thought it was good because we got confirmation, because that was a big thing we had before. Like, all right, Yamato's making this decision. We did accept it, but what's the reason why? Because we just thought it was it wasn't really settling with us, or we even questioned the writing about it. Like, all right, this big change. Granted, some people knew, and I speculated too, but you gotta still show us the reason why, and we finally got the confirmation with Yamato, and again, it makes sense. But me personally, still think Yamato's joining, but just not now, just later on. And I'm fine with that. I did like the connection with Ace again. Again, Ace is a beloved character. Everybody loves Ace. So every shout out to Ace and us bringing a memory of Ace back, always a fresh breath air. I said it wrong.
It's okay.
So
we know what you mean.
So I always we always like seeing Ace, seeing Roger, seeing Whitebeard, and we always want more of those because these are such special characters that everybody loves and we like to see, So I really appreciate that moment, and again, as I said, I thought it was again like Sebastian brought up before about Shanks. You always see Shanks in these certain moments that's serious and stoic moments, but it was gonna go back to Shanks how we first saw him with Luffy teasing him and being as a silly guy, kind of so again it goes back to Shanks' personality instead of him always being that serious person all the time. Because again, that's when we first saw Shanks.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a pretty dope scene.
All right. Finished?
Yeah.
All right. Law?
So yeah, they just revealed about the whole Yamato thing. I guess Sebastian did call it, and he was saying, and it does make sense because also too, even the reasoning she said, I think one translation said that she was going to think of something different to say because of Zolo called it out. Remember, Momo has a lot of pride, right? So Momo's took it upon himself, and he's taking it very seriously, that I'm going to protect Wano. I don't want to protect it by people who are just going to leave. He goes, I don't want to rely on their strength. I want to rely on my strength, my Skybird strength, and the people who are going to stay in Wano to protect Wano, right? So now saying here, I was going to leave, but I'm going to stay because you guys aren't strong enough, there's just that's going to hurt Momo. So Zolo recognized that, and so Yamato thought of a different answer, and then while we get the real answer here.
Her answer was trash, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't think better on your feet. So we get the real answer here, which is better. And we show again, because my whole thing was I wasn't so avid that Yamato was going to join. I could start going either way. But my main thing was saying that Luffy would ask her to join the crew, or Luffy would want her on the crew. And we see it right here. Luffy not only wanted her, but he was kind of upset, but he accepted it because reasoning-wise, he understood why she had to stay. But Luffy wanted her on the crew. He said, yo, join us.
Can I say one thing to that real quick?
Whatever.
I don't know that, and I'm not trying to say he didn't. Luffy's an avid believer in people going after their dreams. She wanted to be a pirate in general. He said, be a pirate. So it's I don't know if he's yo, be my Nakama in the same way that these other dudes got. You know what I'm saying?
So you think he just made us upset face for no reason?
Listen, she's not going after her dream, so he feels upset about it. That's real.
You do realize, he says, "Let's be pirates together." Did you not read that part?
So, I do acknowledge that Luffy fights harder. For certain, first he fought a lot harder for Zolo. He fought a lot harder for Jinbei. He fought a lot harder for Sanji to join his crew. He kind of but this. No, but again, this is more of a reason why.
This is why. Name one situation, because this is similar to the whole Vivi thing. Where was their place?
He was getting
Zoro was free. Zoro was free, but he's no, I want you in my crew. So where else was Yamato going to go? Someone needs to protect
Let's not stay too long
Yeah.
on this, man.
So anyway, so going back to here, the whole also, and then the Marco thing. To me, I can understand it. Is like you served. I can understand you spent like 20 or 40 of your years, whatever, serving a captain, right? That's frequently viewed as a father. So going to serve someone else is like, nah, I did my time serving the one that he looked up to. So I can see why Marco didn't join Shanks' crew here, because it's like, yeah, I spent most of my life serving that. I'm not trying to serve another captain. That's how I took it. You know, so I can respect it, because it's like just jumping from ship to ship. Not many want to do that, right? And yes, Marco, well, to me, he doesn't come off the person who's like really fight hungry, who's trying to get stronger that way. He just like, I'm just here to live life, really. Yeah. So strength wise doesn't really matter, Marco. Why I also think I believe he's not that strong, right? Because we see it, like Luffy and Zoro, they want to get stronger. They have a drive for it. Marco doesn't have a drive for this. He's just like, I just do this out of duty or whatever to be head front, right? But also, I'm gonna attack Marco because I'm gonna run up, because Sebastian didn't mention. It's been more than 7 days, bruh. More than 7 days. This dude has, and who has a healing ability. Like, his main, he's one. The thing I want to know about Marco, because he's all ability based, nothing from himself. Yet, you get into a fight, and it's been 7 days, and you're still not healed yet, bruh? Like, you have a bandage on your head, and he has around his torso. 7 days from then, you went on, and this is probably why he didn't fly. He's like, I'm hurt. I can't fly. I did it before, but I don't got it. I can't do it right now. I'm enjoying Shakes' ship, and then he's gonna give me a ride there. So
I have something for that, but it's not canon. It's like, it's whatever. So
you know, like, so whatever. I'm just saying he's like a bird with clipped wings right now. So he's just like, I'm gonna rest up a little bit. I'll heal, even though my ability is healing, but it's gonna take more than 2 weeks. So like, come on, man.
He forgot to take the bandage off.
Yeah. He forgot. See, this is why I be coming at Marco. It's like, because the main thing is because his ability's already strong. His ability's already strong.
You need the bandage
right?
off.
But he didn't take his ability that far, and it's like you are solely ability based. So that's why I don't hold Marco high, because like, what made you strong is your ability. It's not your strength. Mm-hmm. So I don't give you that strength because you did nothing with your ability.
Preach, Lawrence.
Yeah, and then also too, the greatest asset is that it's limited to your aspect. You didn't even take it far enough to like even heal after a war that you didn't do a crazy amount of fighting in. You were flying around, healing and attacking, and then flying around. But you weren't scrapping one-on-one like Luffy were, like Zoro was, like Jinbei was. He was.
And then he got slumped.
You know what I'm saying?
That was the only damage he received.
Exactly. And then still something by King.
We
those people.
We got a lot of chapter to cover.
This dude still
I'm not gonna go.
Who gave you them bandages, bro?
All
King.
the wrong takes here.
King.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Larry.
Are you done, Law?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Larry.
So what I will say is, Yamato's consensus on not joining the Straw Hats should have happened in chapter 1055 or 1056. That was like 3 chapters ago. The reason I say that, I'll bring up later. But to me, that was a waste of chapter where we needed more context in the later part of this chapter for another event. And the fact is, I think that this is sometimes for me where Oda is great, but he's not as great consistently as he should be, as he has been in the past. Because I now have to take chapters for what they are and then be like, well, that'll be dived into later. And I feel like that doesn't make, at that present time, the chapter great for me. It'll make it great later on, but because we're reading it weekly, it doesn't add that same effect I think he's hoping that it will add. Mm-hmm. So us getting this consensus, which kind of to me is still baseless. She just decided this. It just happened this chapter, and I don't think it should have happened this chapter. But if it happened during 1055 or 1056, I would have been like, oh, bet. Like, I get it now. Like, I feel better about this decision that she's making, instead of it just being randomly said. Marco noticing that Shanks was out there for him to catch a ride on, I don't know if he sensed it with his observation hockey, because this could be an observation hockey feat, or he felt the hockey from Shanks the same way Yamato did. So I don't know if that was an observation thing, or it was just like, yo, that was crazy. Like, what was that? You know? And he just noticed, like, oh, that's Shanks. Because Shanks is the only person I know that can do such a feat.
Yeah.
Marco telling Luffy that Ace would be proud of him was fantastic. I think those 2 panels were beautiful. I loved it. It really made me like that part of the 3 pages, but everything else I think should have gone in the trash. What else? There's 2 things I want to mention. One, I feel like Oda doesn't really like Marco. And I was talking to Parvision about this yesterday night, and I was like just saying like it seems like Marco is the girl at the party that everyone Googles, like, you know, they just eyeball over, but they don't really want that girl to meet their mom. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a pretty thing to introduce into the story, but he's more or so or less like a plot device that Oda just happens to bring in to give hype, but he doesn't necessarily give him the evidence of hype. He just says, yo, Marco's going to do this, he's going to show up, and then he's just going to bounce. And that's it. Like, he's not going to add anything really to the story. He's just there just to make the story, like, more exciting. And I feel like Marco has always deserved more than just that. Like, I feel like he had more of an effect on the Summit War than he had on Wano. And it's crazy because he's done more in Wano than he did at the Summit War. It was like he was more of a benefactor during that than Wano itself. And I know people are going to disagree with that based on, like, him saving Chopper, him, you know, causing Big Mom to, like, and the Big Mom Pirates not to be involved in the war and such. I just feel like, I don't know, sometimes Oda just treats him as, like, a side chick and just introduces him into the story whenever he wants. But I will present this question to you guys. Based on what we just saw with Marco and how he just left, do you think this is the last time we see Marco?
No. I assume something pops off on Sphinx Island. Not even playing with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's gonna sound crazy. I hope Weevil takes him out.
Weevil takes him out?
Yeah, kills him. Takes him out.
Yeah, the way he just, like, flew away, I felt like, damn, like, this seems like more of a goodbye.
You gonna miss him?
I would. I would, because I've always hoped that Marco would live up to the standards, like, I think he should. And the fact is, like, if I never get to see that now, I will always have this self-imposed image of, like, him just never being enough for the story. Never being enough for him. Never being enough for, like, all the people that have, like, passed away that was around him. And it's like, damn. Like, I kind of wanted Marco to be somewhat redeemed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So let's go to Super Chats real quick.
My eyes is on fire.
Did we get... I think we just got one. Or am I tripping? Oh, no, I think
we got 2.
Yeah, Blurred sent one. He said, leaving early, got to take my granny to the hospital. I'll listen later on Spotify. Keep getting us to 1,000 Nakama. Blurred, I hope your grandmother's okay.
Yeah, man. I'm sure okay.
Straw Hat says, just a reminder, chat, like the stream. Oh, yes, if you haven't liked the stream, everybody, please like the stream. Arigato. Keep going.
And then...
Antoine says, if Oda pull up on Larry, who win in a fight? Oda. Keep going.
Larry would chip Oda, bro. Larry boxes. I think that's it.
That's it? All right. Yeah. So this is the... Wait, what happened?
I said Oda's old.
This is the beefiest part of the chapter. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about this for a while. Marv, I'm pretty sure after this question, we'll take the sponsor break, okay? So, all right. I'm going to be talking for a little bit because a lot happened in this part of the chapter. So give me a little bit. Next, we make our way to the Isle of Women called Amazon Lily within the Calm Belt. We see that the island has been severely damaged and Boa wants to be married to Luffy, ready to leave and stop the Marines from attacking her people. We are then thrown to a flashback of the Marines invading Amazon Lily. We are introduced to the new pacifistas called Seraphims. During this invasion, the Marines are third-partied by the Blackbeard pirates. Blackbeard doesn't want the Navy to have Boa's devil fruit. Vice Admiral Yamakaji says the Navy needs to wait for clearance to attack Blackbeard. Koby tried to reason with Boa, but refuses his offer and tells Koby, the hero, not to be full of himself. Blackbeard is then confronted by a Seraphim that resembles a people he knows of and is filled with shock. This pacifista attacks Blackbeard and cuts a mountain in half and puts Blackbeard on the defense. It forces him to use black coal, and Boa turns everyone to stone. Koby is afraid that the people who are petrified will be shattered. Next, we then see Blackbeard has Boa yoked up while Koby watches on his knees. Boa and Blackbeard's bounties are revealed. Blackbeard states he's been hoping to take her powers, and Boa tells him if he does, then everyone will stay petrified even if the next user of her ability tries to undo what she has done. Blackbeard thinks about the decision and decides to sacrifice everyone petrified anyway, including his crew, to have her power, but then Rayleigh shows up emitting Conqueror's Haki. He tells Boa that it's okay and to release everyone. Then Rayleigh orders Blackbeard and the Navy to leave quietly. So they all listen to Rayleigh. What did you guys think of this entire scene? And we'll start with Lawrence.
Oh, word? Okay. Oh, man. So this is
You want to give time? You want me to pass it to somebody else?
I'm thinking where you want me to start. Do you want me
Bro, you start.
Start wherever you want.
No, you start wherever you want.
Do you want me to explain the Seraphims thing or?
You can explain the Seraphims thing. I mean, you and Lionel could take the floor and explain what Seraphims are, and then
okay.
I guess deep dive into everything after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Lionel, do you want to talk about Seraphims or do you want me to do it?
Either.
Go ahead.
He said point of you, so I'll let you go.
Yeah, so heads up for everybody. Lawrence and Lionel have very vast knowledge of the
Bible.
The Bible. Yeah, so they know about Seraphims more than I guess me and Sebastian do. So, go ahead, Law.
Okay, so just to clarify, right? So Seraphims, right? The term here is actually just means like burning ones or fiery ones, right? But they are associated with high-ranking angels. So like the term Seraphims is the Hebrew word for fiery ones or burning ones. They're supposed to be that they radiate brilliance, right? But the seraphs are angels. They're high-ranking angels, right? And they have a high privilege and honor in God's arrangement of things. So so that's the simple way of explaining it. You want to add anything to it? Or?
No, see, like when they're ranked because they are stationed at God's throne. So where God is throne, like he sits in the heavens and he's on his throne. The seraphs are next to his throne, and that's how high they are. So that's just saying like, that's why they're high ranked in their angels. So I'm gonna let Lawrence continue.
Is there any more information on them that?
No, it's just Isaiah chapter 6 verse 2 mentions them. And it's very little said about them.
Yeah.
Are you gonna hear them?
I mean, they go like I'm going to the description. They have it's different with the seraphs or seraphims in the OnePiece. The seraphs in the Bible have 6 wings.
Yeah.
Instead of just
that.
2.
Yeah.
They cover their feet and they cover their face and they fly.
Yeah.
So
there's 3 wings on one side, 3 wings on the other side. So they have 6 total wings.
Yeah.
So here we see that who they're calling the seraphims, they only have 2 wings, right?
Yeah.
And yes, they're here noted that they're black. In the Bible, it doesn't really give a color or description of their wings because also too they don't exist in human form. They can materialize into human form, but they don't have a human body. Yeah. They're spirit creatures, so no one can really see them unless they choose to like materialize into a way where men can see them, right? But naturally, they have 6 wings, and most likely the wings are most likely will be white because white represents purity. Mm-hmm. So,
what about how many of the seraphs are at God's throne?
They actually don't talk about the number,
okay.
But we just know that just in total of angels, there's myriads, like thousands of myriads.
Hundreds of thousands, millions, like there's an crazy amount of numbers.
Yeah, so that could mean, because there's other angels like cherubs, so there could be cherubs and seraphims. Like there's myriads of them.
Yeah.
So they don't number them, but just know there's a lot that we can't probably even number.
A vast amount because the Bible calls it like Jehovah armies. Mm-hmm. So it represents that he has an army of angels underneath his belt. So he says myriads and myriads are so hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of millions, maybe even like in the billions. So like it's just a very vast army amount of angels.
Okay.
So some are cherubs, some are seraphs, cherubs, and just some are not named with that title, but just as angels as well. Because there's different rankings.
All right, and then that was
Okay.
Thank you for that because I really wanted. I was looking forward to the podcast to hear you two talk about that because I had no idea. But keep going.
Okay. So I thought there's a lot of things was uncovered that was interesting in this. So we see one. It's just that they look like kids. I don't know why they chose the kid form and not a more developed form for the pacifistas, and we see one that looks like Boa Hancock, and we see other different things that it has Lunarian.
Don't go too far. I know the Boa Hancock one, but don't go too far because that's the end. That's another question.
Didn't you?
He didn't read the whole chapter. No.
I didn't read the whole
was
chat.
the
I
last,
stopped
like,
at
2
when
pages.
Rayleigh just popped up and said, "Yo, we out." Like, yeah, I
Okay.
gotta go. Yeah, stop right there.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah. So all right. So then I'll go into like we see that. So I'll just go into like we see Blackbeard has hockey hardening.
Yeah.
Right. And we see that he wants her ability, Boa Hancock's ability. That's what I mentioned before. And I thought it was interesting too because also Blackbeard's reaction. We go there. Yeah, Blackbeard's reaction to the pacifistas, right?
Yeah.
And the pacifista, I know someone said in the comments that it looked like it was Mihawk, but to me it looks more like, did they reveal his face yet?
Yeah, the
It
Seraphim?
looks more. Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks more
that's
like King. He looked more like a Lunarian, that one. But it looked like he was wielding a Mihawk type sword.
Yeah.
So that just raised me a lot of questions about the whole pacifista, like the DNA, right? Like the potential of who they have, because we know they have Boa Hancock's DNA because she was a slave, like about 19 years ago, and thank you. And we see there's Lunarians thing, but they also added too. They also have Kaido's DNA.
Yeah.
Right. They have Kaido's DNA, and also too, to me, it's like they should have even Fisher Tiger's DNA. Right?
Oh snap! I didn't think about that.
Because he was a slave too, and he freed the slaves back when Boa Hancock was a slave. She was freed by him, but he was. And also, and this is a potential because I'm thinking I don't know when they started this, but they might even have. And I was telling Sebastian and Lionel about it. They had Gold Roger's body, so I don't know when they started collecting DNA and everything, but they might even have Gold Roger's DNA, right? And I was thinking maybe they were recording because Mihawk, that slash looked more like Mihawk's slash. I don't think how they would have Mihawk's DNA, but they may have recorded Mihawk's movements. So not only are they collecting DNA, they could be collecting fighting styles from other strong pirates or warriors to put all into the information to these new pacifistas, to making these really powerhouse things. So I don't want to take up too much time, but like I have a lot to say on this, but I'll get someone else go. Maybe we could have a round discussion.
We're probably gonna have to go.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. Oh, Lionel, you going?
I thought it was crazy. I was talking to Sebastian and them, like, I don't think anybody called what was going to happen. And, like, we never expect Blackbeard coming to Amazon Lily. And even the fact that he even wanted, her fruit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if anybody called it, but that was crazy. I got the similar feeling, again, with Rayleigh coming. Again, it's not the same, but I got the similar feeling when Shanks came to Wano and he stopped Green Bull. And I got that similar feeling, from Rayleigh when coming to Blackbeard. I know it's not the same because we saw Green Bull's reaction. He straight up got punked and he dipped. He got scared and said he didn't want to fight Blackbeard. The situation is different with Blackbeard, but I still feel like Blackbeard felt, besides the situation, that this wasn't something I continue pursuing.
Yeah.
Because if Blackbeard wanted to, he could continue doing it. Even I thought of Sebastian. Like, he could just thought of Boa Hancock unfreezing his people or unstoning them, and I'm continuing what I'm going to do. But Blackbeard says, no, I'm going to listen to Rayleigh, Because I know later on Rayleigh mentions, but, like, I got that feeling again, and I thought maybe this is what Shanks gets it from. Like, people like Rayleigh and Roger, he saw their immense kingdom's position and their personality, and Shanks inherited that. And now we see Shanks adopting that type of, mentality that even he's making animals fear it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really dope on on Rayleigh, like his reputation, how he is as a person. And it goes into Sebastian when I said that you even said at one time that, again, this is not clarification of it, but you said that Rayleigh was not a sky splitter. And I thought that was ridiculous.
We got proof?
To me, I feel like
Where's
this
the proof?
adds more to Rayleigh's character again.
He might be. I'm just saying this isn't proof of that.
It's not, but I'm going by, like, for instance, again, Shanks is do you think Shanks is a sky splitter?
You saw him split the sky. Why would I think you know?
Right? But I'm thinking, that's my point my point is, like, again, I always use these two things. Shanks grew up on Roger's ship, right? He grew up as a kid, and the two people he saw the strongest was Rayleigh and Roger. And now we see that their hockey is the same and they would knock out the same amount of people.
Yeah.
So I'm also going by, again, Blackbeard had a fear of Rayleigh regardless.
Yeah.
Like, he had that fear of Rayleigh. I don't know if you want to go more into the pacifistas. You want to wait till a little bit longer?
I mean, we can go into the pacifistas. Just don't go into the boa one yet.
Okay. Because I was thinking of, again, like, I was talking to Lawrence about the pacifistas and thinking of MADs and, thinking about DNAs and stuff. But
Yeah.
I also know what Blackbeard said that the one who attacked him, he said it was huge. Like, and again, even though it's a kid's, even though it looks like a kid, it was huge. And I thought of the gigantification of the kids in Punk Hazard.
No, he wasn't saying the kid was huge.
I think
he was saying the attack.
Yeah?
I mean, we could be wrong. Because Blackbeard's a pretty big dude. And if the kid is like a larger sized child.
No, we saw the kid standing on top of the adults that he just took out.
Yeah.
In frame, though, like, I don't know. I don't know how big
Blackbeard
the
showed
kid
that
is,
he
is
knows
my
what
point.
Lunarians are, though. The way he was description.
Let's just go by Whitebeard, because Smashing Manga, like, Whitebeard talk about the Lunarians.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of, like, the MADs in general, like, a lot of stuff individually what they got into. And I'm starting thinking of, we bring up the linear factor and they're pretty much, and them taking DNA. But I'm trying to think that the pacifistas is pretty much all the MAD scientists' work in general are combined. Because I was looking at it, they did cybernetics, artificial darrow fruits, giantification, cloning, and artificial diseases. And I think the pacifistas, the SSG, are a combination of all of that in one. And that's why they are so strong with the DNAs of Kaido, with the DNA of Lunarians, and possibly some Shichibukais, and like, I don't know if some diseases are gonna be involved in that. And also I thought of even possibly the lead.
The white lead.
The white lead that they also were trying to make weaponized. So I think the pacifistas are gonna probably be one of the most powerful things as cybernetics as we're gonna see. Like,
Yeah, combining all those DNAs, because this alone will be a powerhouse just combining Kaido's and Lunarians, like the durability of Kaido's genes and Lunarian genes, and then also too Fishman genes in that too.
Yeah.
Just off base wise, then you add all those other factors into it. It's gonna take a lot to even affect, like even scratch or like affect any of them. So.
but,
Anything else?
I was say because this is huge because because they give the credit to the linear factor thing, the DNA,
The lineage
lineage
factor.
the
factor,
linear
yeah.
factors. They give the credit to actually Vegapunk and Judge. Like they don't shout out Queen or Caesar at all for that. They give those two, and we see evidence of Judge with his army. But now Vegapunk is supposed to be the greater judge, like the greater scientist. So he probably took it at a whole nother level. And we're seeing glimpses of it with the pacifistas.
Yeah. Law, did you have anything else you wanted to say before I move to Seb? I know you said you have more to talk about. It's an immense part of the
It's a lot,
chapter. It's a lot. So
I was thinking because it's the combinatics I mentioned about DNAs they could have. I'm not gonna say the prospect of them also having I was gonna say Whitebeard or Aces, right? But seeing as they kind of gave them up and they're buried, maybe not. But thank you. That's what I was going into, like thinking of when they started doing this research, because fighting, collecting DNA, collecting data, fighting styles, all this stuff. Because to me, I don't. When would they get Mihawk's DNA? I'm just gonna bring it up, right?
Well, some suspected that during the Summit War, the warlords all had dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think, well, I guess they're like fingerprints.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's not a lot. I think you would need blood, though. Right?
Well, I mean, if you're eating food, you could probably get some saliva.
Something.
I guess. Okay, I can see that. And let's see. Okay, there's a lot about the pacifistas, and I was gonna shout out to Koby. I was interested that he didn't get turned to stone.
Yo, low key, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Koby caught an arrow that was gonna hit Helmeppo.
That wasn't a slave arrow though. That was like a.
No, I know.
Okay.
That was just like a regular armament hockey arrow.
Yeah.
That was gangster.
He like knocked it away like it was.
No. He caught it.
I thought he knocked it away.
Nah, he caught it, and like he was just chilling after that.
I thought it was a cannonball.
What panel is that?
You heard me?
It's this one right here.
I thought it was a cannonball. Remember what Luffy did?
Yeah, there
with
was an
Garp?
explosion there. That's what I thought.
He did the thing with Luffy.
But then
did
I
to
saw
Garp.
an arrow was going this way, so I thought he knocked it that way.
Yeah, it was
I don't
pretty
know.
dope.
Either way, Kobe had a moment. One moment.
One moment.
No, I mean, because
Yeah, Kobe,
we're talking about Kobe's observation is excelling like phenomenally.
Yeah, listen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Insatiable.
But right now we know at the very least that they're giving all of so far. I mean, we see we see two of them. We see all of the pacifistas, the new ones, having Lunarian genes in them.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like, but Kaido was with Albert in that, King in that. So
Abuela.
so there's no way they don't have Kaido's genes as well. Because how you just you're gonna take his.
Yep.
So it's like, a Lunarian mixed with the Oni, at the very least.
Yep.
With Kuma's, and then also too, I'm thinking they're all, because we've seen Kizaru's light beams. They probably have some of the Admiral's techniques or things that they can mimic. At the very
think the
least.
most efficient one was Kizaru's. So I think they only have Kizaru's.
It's like the easiest one to replicate, I feel like. I mean, I don't know.
And the most convenient one to use.
Yeah.
Because the reason I'm not, because I remember before I was kind of down on the pacifist. I was like, man, they ain't gonna be stronger than the Warlords. But what they're rocking here,
They are the Warlords.
what they're rocking with here, with all the, because I'm thinking now my mind is going crazy with how much they could be collecting.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like, I think they could be recording, because even last chapter, Dragon said, "Tell me what you recorded or what you said." So what if the other pacifistas were just recording as well, and they could have put that information? Like I forgot what movie it was, where like they were watching people fight.
Street Fighter.
They're a Street Fighter.
Big Street Fighter fan.
Yeah.
Low key.
Yeah, in the tournament, the Street Fighter tournament, they're recording the fights, and they would take the techniques they were using and they will put it into something.
Yeah.
So why not do the same concept with the DNAs that you're? I don't say he's enhancing or doing with here, creating like the most phenomenal warriors.
Yeah.
So like my mind is going crazy with these pacifistas, and then also how many they're going to be known, because he's a greater scientist than Judge.
Mm-hmm.
So
And Caesar and Queen.
yeah.
Probably
So it's like he
combined.
could probably reduce them faster, but like how many he can make? Because he's going to just stop at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and also how fast they could. I'm thinking with the even Fishman's DNA, he could probably make them swim and breathe in the water with Fisher Tiger's DNA. So it's like, I'm not gonna say he could probably have it, because also he had Conquerors, he had Bowen Hancock's, he had Kaido's. Their DNA, can they give them, if you could get Conquerors through that gene, can they have Conquerors as well?
Yeah.
So
I doubt that.
but like if the child's born with it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. It's interesting,
Yeah.
Just
it is.
drop a video while we're live, bro.
Maybe. It's scheduled. Laura, are you done?
Yeah.
All right. Before you go, bro.
Yeah.
Super chats and then
Yeah.
go.
All right.
I want to make sure we hit the super chats. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, we got one from a $3 super chat from HG. It says, "Why didn't Whitebeard ever try to avenge Odin?" #FraudWatch. Hey man, no Whitebeard slander, please.
He didn't know he died.
He didn't know for a while, and then when he
Yeah.
found out,
It was like 2 years later or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
found out late.
It was like what was it? Like Ace was already on the crew.
Yeah.
Or by the time he found out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was that true? I don't know if that's
No, yeah.
exactly true.
No,
or
it
not,
was
but-
it was after. Yeah.
Mhm. But
Anything
no
else?
Whitebeard slander, bro. We got a $10 super chat from Soga King. It says #Buggy Gang, #Larry in a buggy costume, #Larry has bad taste.
I feel like you can't say all that and then say I have bad takes.
But thank you so much, Soga King.
Thank you.
We got a $50 super chat from Celestial Donkey.
Yo,
Celestial be
Celestial.
donating, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
bro.
it.
Thank you so
you.
much.
It
Appreciate you,
says,
Celestial.
Jesus.
just saying Buggy would have clapped Blackbeard and the Marines if he was there. #Buggy.
Just take the $50 back.
Yo.
Just take it back.
Oh man, Buggy wasn't doing a damn thing.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Soga King donated again. It says $2 super chat. It says Oda no dips Larry,
does,
and
yeah.
I put it in the chat, Larry versus Oda, and Oda low dips got 81% of the vote.
You guys are clowns,
Oh
bro.
man.
Literally Buggy's crew.
I think that's it for the super chats. But Dash is
Okay.
in here. Straw Hat Dash is here.
Yeah, shout out to
So-
Dash. All right. Seb, take the floor.
Yeah, there was a lot here. I want to go over a couple things. One, I thought it was really funny that Boa said she wanted to marry Luffy again. Like this is an excuse to say something new. I thought that was really funny. That PX shooting the beams and having the Lunarian stuff, I was like my reaction, and it's funny because when I saw Larry's reaction, his live reaction, I was like, bro, he not ready. Because Larry reads the chapters going down, right? So he's like seeing this PX and stuff. He's like, yo, what is that? Yo, this is the new SSG. That's crazy. And I'm like, yo, just scroll down a little more. You're going to see Blackbeard. And then when Blackbeard popped up, I love that he went to the Isle of Women. Larry pointed out in his live stream. With a bottle of Henny with him. Ready to go. With the two ugliest people on his crew. Vasco Shaw talking about the unspeakable.
And
the thing is, this is
he's a real pirate, bro.
dude. And that's what I love about the Blackbeard pirates. They're like that dark side of piracy that we don't see. Like piracy gets romanticized in One Piece so much. Blackbeard's like the starkest contrast of that, but he'll still have like these a man's dreams will never die moment. And that's why I love Blackbeard's characters. Like, I can just imagine him saying, hey, I'm going to the Isle of Women, and these two signing up because Katrina Devon takes women's faces off, so obviously she's going to be interested in Boa. And then, like, Vasco's a sick bastard because he's like, yo, he's talking about killing Boa and then doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're here for the devil fruit.
He said alive, no?
No, he said alive.
I read the other one.
Either way. Stop reading just TCB. Bro.
Listen, either way, he terrible. Just terrible. But I love to see it. Shout out to Koby with his little moment. Boa stepped out. Blackbeard fighting that kid. He was shook, bro. He was like,
Blackbeard was shook.
Yeah, he was like, yo, the thing is, obviously he was shook, but like I pointed out to Lionel, he's probably heard about Lunarians like, 1,000 years ago. This is something that existed, right? Mm-hmm. Odds are he's never run into King. So then it's like, or even if he did, it's like, there's probably only him left, right? This kid just pulls up out of nowhere, Mihawk slashing, and he's a little kid Lunarian. Like, what? How? Right? That was dope. That slash, I don't want to say Mihawk level, but that's a Mihawk level, right? Am I tripping?
Well, that's an Enmo level. For sure.
Right. Yeah. Like, that's, like, and it was casual. Like, I don't think the kid wilded out with that. No. Blackbeard was on the defensive. He went full, black hole mode. And just seeing
He
Blackbeard.
panicked.
Yeah.
Blackbeard panicked.
He immediately went, nah, you out. Another reference to Boa, just her devil fruit just being the Hawks' thing in the game, bro. Like,
yeah, we've said it before during the Summit War.
Bro,
her devil fruit is like...
It's insane, bro. And
we don't even know if it's awakened.
It doesn't, like, it's like, it doesn't matter how strong you are. You know what I mean? Like, you have to deal with her ASAP kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But she took out a Vice Hammer, and that's not a crazy feat. Helempolo. But then, like, Vasco and Katrina are done, too. And I'm like, I expect that.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this. That panel of Blackbeard yoking her up with Koby, like, not begging, but, like...
He's on his knees.
He's on his knees. You know what I'm saying? Yo, best panel of the chapter, bro. It's so good. Like, if you like Blackbeard and I like Blackbeard, that is so gold, bro. And then, like, Koby's, like, sweating. I was proud of him for not getting frozen. You know what I'm saying? But, like, he's like, yo, Boa's tougher than we thought. Like, this is crazy. I have a question for y'all. Do y'all think she was lying?
About what?
Whether she can't turn them back.
No.
Or like the next person wouldn't be able to turn them back.
No.
Because to me, I could see it either way, right? Because one, it says two things. Either one, she was lying and she's just smart. This is my trump card. So make sure he doesn't kill me. If he wants these people back, him or Koby have to let me go, right? Either she's really smart, or two, her history is darker than I thought it was. Because that would mean that somebody had this fruit before her, and then she got it, or somebody turned somebody to stone before her, in front of her, or somebody she knows was turned to stone, and she tried to unstone them, and she couldn't because she ate the fruit, and now I can't do it because the person previous stoned them. So it's like either her backstory's even darker than I thought it was, because like that's like I cared about this person, I was trying to unstone them and I couldn't. That's messed up. Or she was lying. Either way, it makes Boa more interesting. Because either one, she's smart as hell, because that was the best trump card to play. I would totally say the same shit, even if I was lying. Or B, she really went through some really even darker stuff than I thought she went through. So that's where my mind went with that. It was real interesting to see Blackbeard even show up, try to get her powers at all. And then we didn't get into the deal too much, but I'm a big advocate of... Should I go into it, the deal?
Yeah, you're into anything you want.
So then Rayleigh shows up, and it was badass. He basically pulled the Shanks. Like I was saying, he probably taught Shanks how to do this, how to be the baddest motherfucker on the island at all times. But I really like Blackbeard weighing the options. Like, my crew is frozen, right? Stoned or whatever, right? and before I even get to that, the Rocky Port incident.
I was waiting for you to say,
bro. I'm like, okay, so I literally was taking inventory. Blackbeard's there. And he won out in the situation. A former Rocks pirate was there, Wang Ji. Law was the mastermind, and Koby's the hero. Like, what happened there? Like, this is like a major event in One Piece history. Blackbeard took over a former like Yonko island because of this incident. And Koby was there, like what?
And Law is known for being like he's known.
Dude,
when they were talking about the Shichibukai, that's the
They
first
said
thing
he
they
was the
mentioned.
mastermind. So I'm like, did Blackbeard and Law team up? Like what is that? What is that?
Yeah.
Because I can't really see that, but at the same time I can because Law's kind of an asshole.
Just Law just teaming up with D's.
He's gonna do what he can, bro.
He's a D. And taking out a former Rocks pirate, like that's.
How could Koby have helped him? That's what I'm trying.
Yeah.
Because
But
when
he's
they said
recorded-
when
but
they
he's
said
recorded-
it, they said Koby protected civilian
Civilians.
lives, so that's why he's the hero. But in Blackbeard's eyes, he helped him in that situation. So I'm so interested in the Rocky Port stuff. Like we always get these nods to stuff that gets off screen, and like it'd be bad interesting. So like, and it's funny because this is like one of those things that would have been off screened, and we finally like see it. Like I could totally picture Oda being like, "Yeah, man, at Amazon Lily when Blackbeard attacked Amazon Lily in the newspaper, and Rayleigh came, and we see that. We're like, yo, I want to see that. We actually saw one of those incidents, like live action. I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
And the deal, a lot of people are giving Blackbeard flack for taking the deal, and being scared of Rayleigh. Obviously, when Rayleigh showed up, he was shooken. I'm not going to deny
We're
that.
going to talk about the
that's what I'm
after
saying.
effect. Yeah.
Okay. But other than that, just fire, bro. Like 10 out of 10. I wish y'all would have seen Larry's reaction to this chapter. He was like going crazy, like he couldn't believe it. But it was great, man. It was. It really was. I think we got another super chat though, or a couple.
We got a couple, yeah.
Super chats, yeah.
Yeah, hit them real quick before I go.
Yeah. We got a $5 super chat from Colton Wickstrom. Wickstrom. It says, I think all the Straw Hats could have an argument to gain conquerors except Chopper. They have all been the heads of their own groups at one time.
No.
Too many. What does Earl say? Too many captains and ship will sink.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and just because you're the head of a group doesn't make you a
Yeah,
conqueror.
bro.
Because we have so many kings of kingdoms, and none of them have like conquerors hockey.
Like,
Yeah, we have.
Usopp was the leader of 3 children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Usopp for conquerors though. Anyway, we got a $5 super chat from Insatiable Hunger. He says, I always thought the new SSG units were going to be half mandrills. It's one thing to copy a warlord's fighting style, but to adapt it to others, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what a mandrill is. Am I tripping?
It sounds.
Is it like
familiar.
is it like a drill for real?
Wait,
Like,
isn't
am I going
those,
crazy?
aren't the monkeys?
Yeah, he's talking about the monkeys.
Oh, duh. Okay. All right. I mean, that would have been interesting. And we got another $5 super chat from Muppets34. It says, if Blackbeard wants Boa's devil fruit, does that mean that Katrina Devon doesn't have one? Or does it mean that if she uses it, it'd be for the opposite sex? I don't really understand the question.
She has one.
She already has one.
She has one.
Yeah, she has the 9 tails mythical zone.
I think the question becomes, has Blackbeard figured out a way to make it so that other people can eat multiple devil fruits?
Yeah.
Because I think I said it to Lionel, and I think O'Hara said it on his channel, if he wanted it for Katrina Devon, and she can shapeshift, she could basically just beat Boa. You know what I mean? Like use her ability in that way, and then like turn into her to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I lean that way, but that's just because I wanted the Blackbeard powers to be overpowered as hell.
Yeah.
So, but that's it for super chats. Larry, it's on you.
All right. For me, I was happy to see Boa. I've been waiting to see the events related to everything that happened during that time. I will say this. It does seem like Oda doesn't like women. Because every time we have women in the show who happen to have a high status, they always get played. And I feel like this is one of the times where another woman in One Piece got played. And why do I say this? He sent, world government wise, he sent a feetless vice admiral by the name of Kamakaji. Yamakaji, who has literally done nothing.
And Koby.
And he sent a green marine like Koby to go handle Boa Hancock with a few marines. And they all got bodied.
You just ignore the Seraphim?
Yeah, that was the
Hold on,
that was
I'm
the main
getting to
fight
that.
there.
But then they sent the Seraphims. But the Seraphims were actually being tested out on Boa and crew because they were recording the things that the pacifistas were going to do and how they would be played out during this little exchange of battle. So they didn't know the full capabilities of the Seraphims. They just knew like, yo, they're strong. So they were gonna take all that data, bring it back to Vegapunk, and then readjust the Seraphims.
I have one thing for that before you continue.
Go ahead, bro.
So, a part of the reason that they wanted to record it, in my view, is because they want to show the world these new weapons that we have can deal with the Marine warlords.
It could be both,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
It doesn't matter. At the same time, it's like, yo, these are the first time we've seen them in battle. So I'm not gonna just be like, yo, these are gonna be shown to the world. No, they're being first time used in battle versus a very serious opponent, and that data needs to be collected and brought back to Vegapunk to make adjustments if need be.
It can be both.
I just said that it could be both, but what's more obvious? That.
But I do argue that because Fujitora saw something about the SSG, and he thought
He signed
they're-
off.
Yeah, he's like
He said-
so. It wasn't just the looks. He saw their capabilities and said, "Yes, we could definitely replace the Shichibukai."
I mean, you can tell somebody, yo, I'm gonna have a Lunarian mixed with a Warlord and Kizaru's light beams, and I'm going to have them fight on behalf of like the government.
And they'll be obedient.
And they'll be, and then
versus-
Fujitora could be like, yo, that sounds crazy. I'm behind it.
I mean,
But
I think
anyway,
so long
go
as they're
off
obedient-
so I can go again.
No, I was gonna say, well, just to say that, but remember, if you want to compare that, look at what was said at Boa was way more than what we seen at Mihawk or Buggy or Crocodile, because like we just see, for example, Buggy situation and Mihawk situation,
Yeah.
they kind of just walk away. And then Crocodile was just sinking ship after ship for Buggy, and who's supposed to be like a Yonko or close to a Yonko at this point, right? Mm-hmm. But like, who do they send for them? They kind of sent like no big name, where you have like in a way two named officers. One's a captain, and right at this point, Kobe's even recognized as a hero, right? Because paying attention, going back to that same chapter where they mentioned Kobe being the hero of
The Rocky Point incident.
right? I was reading that same chapter. We just hear of a princess being kidnapped by some pirates on their way to the Reverie, right? On the way to meet the Dressrosa Kingdom's ship, Kobe saves that princess.
Yeah.
So he's marked as the hero.
It's not enough for Boa.
Again.
I know it's not. But right, but the thing is, it's not enough. But like, who was sent for Mihawk? Who was sent for Buggy? Who was sent for Crocodile?
So again, we don't know, right?
Yeah.
That's the issue, that we don't know. We don't have any comparisons.
Yeah.
But my point is that they're underestimating Boa completely, but it's more like just Oda treating another female who happens to have strength in the show as like a throwaway. Like they don't hold any status in the show, any of the females that are super powerful. And it's like Big Mom was the closest, but then what happened to Big Mom? She got hoed. So it's like, real talk, like Boa deserved an admiral to be sent towards her. She lives in the Calm Belt, 1, so it's not easy to get to unless you have a specially designed boat. 2, you sent Yamakagi.
Yeah.
Like, I literally read this dude's bio, literally has done nothing. At
He's
all.
a vice admiral.
He was the strongest out of everybody on the Navy except the Seraphims. And it's like, it got to a point where we even saw that Koby had to, at one point, tell the Seraphims to stop. They don't even know if they can control the Seraphims correctly, which proves to my point why they're being used for the first time.
Well, they did stop. When Kobe said that, they stopped.
Yo, but they were rampaging, and Kobe was like, "Yo, I have to tell them to stop. Like, it's my insistence. They just can't stop by themselves. So they're not perfected.
Yeah, because he didn't count
I mean,
that all these Marines
Okay.
are being
I'm gonna let
stolen.
you-
Yeah, because you guys are gonna keep going back and forth with me, and I'm not.
No,
taking
no,
it.
I agree.
Like,
with
I'm
you.
literally giving you evidence.
No, you're not wrong, because either way, like Bo Hancock showed even pre-time skip that she could deal with vice admirals with easy means. So you sending another one is like, come on. I know what you're saying, because he got stoned really quickly.
Witnessing a child that like resembled a Lunarian was wild on my first initial reaction. I was just like, whoa, like this is crazy. And the fact that they can shoot lasers inherited from like Kizaru and have Lunarian DNA and much more is definitely an upgrade from the past pacifistas. And what that said to me was, Blackbeard isn't the endgame opponent. Im isn't the endgame opponent. Like, Akainu isn't the endgame opponent. It's Vegapunk. And I think that we need to start recognizing that Vegapunk is a villain, even though he's probably not going to be a actual villain. Like, he's going to have good intentions for the world, the same way we've seen in previous evidence of him, like, being this moral compass type of guy. But at the same time, the things that he's creating is probably beyond the human imagination and the control of human control. So like, for example, in real life, people create AIs, right? We can create them, but what happens if like they just go out of control? They'll kill us. Like they've even had 3 minutes to spare online, and the chick went full Nazi.
Full Nazi, bro.
So
in 3 minutes,
and it's pretty crazy. Now, Blackbeard showing up with Carino and Vesco shot, and a small platoon was cool. And I felt like Boa doesn't have any commanders, but she just has a strong overall army that all know hockey. And I can say, like, on average, she has probably the strongest army that wasn't Kaido's, because they were all Devil Fruit users, you know? Like, her crew literally all know armament hockey.
Yeah.
So they could pretty much bang out with any army, except she doesn't have commanders. So that's where she lacks, right?
Yeah.
Like, she has strong foot.
Oh, so you're saying just the grunts, the foot
Yeah,
soldiers.
like
Okay.
she just has strong foot soldiers, but her commanders are clearly lacking, right?
Yeah.
So-
her
She
two
got her
sisters.
sisters,
That's
but
it.
That's where I say like Boa has to make up for those lack of commanders, which proves that she should be stronger than she actually is, right? Which is why her Devil Fruit's so crazy and yada yada. Koby being called a hero for the Rocky Port incident just made me feel like Rocky Port incident at this point is God Valley.
It's like the new one, like,
Like
the little baby one.
it's a baby God Valley. Like I think that I was always talking crap about Blackbeard, right? I was always like, yo, what has Blackbeard done in the 2 years besides fight Marco? This is where I feel like Oda shouldn't be storyboarding. Like this is where like this moment for Blackbeard's character should have been shined upon, and we should have saw Wang Shi the same way we saw like Rayleigh. Because that's kind of what it felt like to me. Like, Wang Chi went to this island, took control over it, has some previous ties to Rocks, right? He went there because Rocks owned that island, most likely, and felt like he can take control. What if that was the time where Blackbeard blossomed his hockey? We just didn't see it, though. I think that there's evidence that might be there. But then Law was there. So how much did he factor into that? And there's just so much. And I think that Wang Shi deserved to have at least like a cameo or picture shown because
That would have been cool.
we didn't see anything. That's a major point in the system. All right,
I don't know why. I think it's a girl for some reason.
probably.
Blackbeard stay attacking women.
Blackbeard proving that he has more knowledge than 99% of the world is frustrating to me. And the reason why I say it's frustrating is because where is he getting his knowledge from?
You said he reads, no?
Even if he does read, like we have to see something. Like we have to be shown that Blackbeard is what he is. And I feel like there's never enough that Oda does for us to be like, okay, so this is how Blackbeard learned some of this stuff. Instead, it's like he's just mouth feeding us things that Blackbeard is supposed to be without any foundation of why. He's just saying like, yo, Blackbeard has this, accept it. Yo, Blackbeard knows this, accept it. Yo, Blackbeard's bounty is this, accept it. But there's no actual proof during that. Like, for example, Blackbeard, when we see his bounty, is 3.9 billion, right? Before that, it was 2.2. Guess when that bounty happened? The raise.
Within the past, like
3 weeks.
or so. My question is the bounty now
Yeah.
after this moment, or is this the bounty right now?
Again, that's another issue that I'm having, right? Is that we don't know. There's no clarification.
Yeah.
There's no transparency. All we know is that within 3 weeks, the reverie happened. His bounty was announced by Sengoku and Squad, 2.2 billion. 3 weeks later, his bounty went up 1.4 billion with no reason. Did Rocky Port happen? No. Rocky Port happened before
Wow.
With Moria.
all that.
Wasn't Moria? Did we got
Something could have happened with Moria.
Come
Which,
on, man.
whatever.
Again, Moria got beat by pre-time skip Luffy, and we
Yeah,
raising his
yeah.
bounty 1.4.
But they
If
probably,
he farmed the fruit, though,
Yeah,
that's the
that's what I'm
thing.
saying.
You know what I mean?
But
Listen, bro.
I
don't
understand that because, like, for instance, like, if Blackbeard got the bounty 2 billion from Marco,
Thank you.
and he gets the bounty from Rocky Point Incident and whatever to 3 billion, that's okay. But again, it's still not clarified.
But the thing is, what I'm saying is, within those 3 weeks, nothing happened. And his bounty was increased by 1.4 billion. And this is my issue with Blackbeard. Blackbeard as a character is amazing. I think everything that Sebastian likes about him, I like too. But I don't like how he's just given things. Like, for no reason. Like, he's just given it, and you're supposed to accept it and be like, well, he's going to be the end series opponent. He has to be this way. And I'm like, why? He has the second highest bounty of all the Yonko. And I'm like, okay, put it this way.
His resume crazy, bro.
Is it crazier than Luffy's? Luffy just took down necessarily with a crew 2 Yonko. Those Yonkos had bigger bounties, bigger armies, and the CP0, and he has a god fruit. Plus, he has all these other abilities and ties to Shanks and ties to Rayleigh, all this other stuff, right? Guess what his bounty is? 3 billion. Who does he also share 3 billion with? Law and Kid. And it's like, what has Blackbeard done in those 3 weeks, and what has Luffy done in those 3 weeks?
The only thing I could think of, and that's just pure speculation because I don't know.
Stole another fruit, maybe?
No. Remember what happened with Jesus Burgess? That he snuck on the ship and he led to Berardi?
But that happened already.
Yeah, that happened beforehand.
No.
Yeah, that happened during...
You talking about the Revolutionary?
Yeah, that happened after Dressrosa.
I'm saying, I don't remember if his bounty was revealed before that or after that.
No,
I think it was after.
His bounty got revealed during the Reverie. Like, after the Reverie was done.
Yeah, that happened already, Lon.
That happened already.
But also remember, in a way, notice how you mentioned Kid and Law. Luffy's in a way doing it with them. Blackbeard's doing it with just his crew.
Blackbeard didn't do anything, Law. That's what I'm saying. Like, Blackbeard didn't do anything in 3 weeks.
He didn't do anything comparable.
And his bounty went up.
Well, that just means he did something.
But also,
we just don't know what it is.
Again, that's what my problem is.
The genesis of Larry's problem.
It's literally you're giving this dude everything for no apparent reason.
No, I can.
Why do I have to accept that?
But we do know that he is actively doing stuff. We just don't know what it is exactly.
But it's not big.
You want to see it?
Yeah, like there's no news about it.
Yeah, no, I mean you're not wrong because also too the bounty is threat level to the world government, right? We just got named that Luffy's freaking Joy Boy and has the fruit that they've been looking for years.
They're actively trying to downplay Luffy's bounty with that.
Yeah.
Even if they're actively trying to downplay it, bro, like it doesn't make sense. And I like Blackbeard. I just don't like the way he's been portrayed to be this understandably like top 5 person without any reasoning, except he's gonna be endgame. And I hate that reason.
But well, he also did
yokes up Boa level.
No, but also, he also
like
did something
nothing.
that's still in history that no one else is doing. That's probably what the factor is that he has 2 abilities. One of it's the world's strongest man's ability, Whitebeard's, and one of it's his new ability, the blackness.
I get all of that, bro.
You know?
I get all of that. I do. But at the end of the day, like, it just doesn't mean anything. Those 3 weeks, he didn't earn anything.
You don't know that.
Again, that's my issue, though. That's my issue.
That's the point he's trying
like,
to say.
literally, that's my issue.
Yo.
This is where I'm saying, like, Blackbeard was introduced chapter 223, I believe. We are almost we're almost at, like, 1100. When are we going to get some actual evidence of this guy? Like, when are we going to know, like, more about him and tell us, like, what is he? Like, why do we have to just keep accepting things from him? And I think that's... Like, I don't know what it is about it now, but, like, Blackbeard just infuriates me.
Blackbeard all day, every day, bro.
But anyway,
What I do.
I'll go to the next stuff. So, the Seraphim Pacifista with Mihawk's sword, Yoru, and the eyes. And I was talking to Sebastian at Reggie's party the other day. So, this is the first time we've shown that Blackbeard might have level 2 armament hockey. Because that same slash that took down half of the mountain, Blackbeard took. Mm-hmm. So shout out to us even like now seeing that Blackbeard has hockey that can take something like that. So he's definitely strong. My overall thing is I don't know if I'm jumping ahead too much, but so I was explaining to Sebastian that the Vegapunk has now found a way to transfer the willpower of someone else into something else. And what I'm saying is, in order for us to see Mihawk's fighting style, right? It's not just his fighting style that makes him dangerous. Like, being a swordsman just doesn't make you dangerous. It just makes you capable of fighting better. But having the ability to cut something, right? Like, what did Zoro say? You have the ability to cut this leaf, or you don't have the ability to cut this leaf. I think Hiroguro mentioned it as well, right? Mm-hmm. That's will. That's not a fighting style. That's just will to do something or not to do something. that Seraphim used will in order to cut what he needed to cut. And I'm saying to myself now, if the lineage factor is perfected, then why did Vegapunk consider Momonosuke's devil fruit a failure? And I said to myself, maybe the reason that devil fruit was so perfect and Vegapunk considered it a failure was because he didn't know then how to transfer the will of devil fruits. So what if he now has perfected that with the new Seraphims, where he's able to transfer the will of Mihawk into something? And that's what you were talking about, like, do these Seraphims have Conqueror's Haki? Mm-hmm. And this is where, like, it gets a little bit even crazier, because if he can do that, Law and Lino, that sword Yoru that the Seraphim was using, did he take the will of Yoru and duplicate it into that sword? So now we have two Yorus. And I'm like, this is where it gets to the point where, like, Vegapunk is the true villain of the series, where this might get out of control. Where, like, the world government might have to step in at some point and just be like, yo, we have to ban this.
You're reaching One Piece madness levels, but I love it.
But it's like, if we're transferring willpower, like I was saying to Sebastian too, and I think I was saying in Discord, I don't know how you can do that and logically explain to me how that makes sense, because willpower isn't something that can be replicated. It has to be something that's manifested and grown through adversity. So maybe he can take wherever Mihawk's power level was at that point, and if Mihawk got stronger, then he's stronger than his previous will, right? So the Seraphims might have whatever those users that Vegapunk took, their current wills are at that level. So this Seraphim might not be as strong as Mihawk. And I think that if Vegapunk can now do this, oh shit. The show's over.
Listen, man.
The show's over. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just don't know. So I know I've been talking a little bit.
I just want to know the effects of, like, all right, he's putting in a pacifista, but what if he puts this into an already living human?
Well, this is the thing too. It's like, okay, so like he's combining everything, right? He's combining the will of a devil fruit with Kizaru. Then he's combining the DNA of King, who probably is the basis of will itself. And then he's combining whoever he thinks could be the Seraphim, like, in total. So you have all these different wills playing together, and it's like, how does that affect willpower overall?
Yeah.
Because this is what the show is about. The show is about willpower. It's not about devil fruits and stuff like that. It's about willpower. Like, he's found the you know, like, I believe Yonji said it in, like, chapter, I think, like, 840. He said that, you know, Judge was able to create, like, human beings. Like, human beings could be built at this point. And it's because of, like, the presence of, like, bloodline elements in living things. And it was, like, nearly a step into the realm of godhood. And it's like, I think that Vegapunk has stepped into that. Like, I think he's there now. And I don't think there's no going back. And I think that he's going to create a new age where it's no longer the age of pirates or the age of the world government. I think it's going to be like the age of, like, science. Mm-hmm. And it's scary to say this.
So there's something I wanted to address a little bit that you brought up. So you think Vegapunk's the endgame villain?
If he's doing things like this, then yeah. I don't think that he would purposely be, like, the evilness of the world. Okay. I just think that he's still the guy who was forced to choose between being locked up or making weapons for the government. And he was like, yo, I just want to research.
And if I'm going to do it to its apex.
You got me thinking of something else now.
Like what?
So I'm thinking of, like, because when you were bringing up pretty much Vegapunk being the end villain, and, you know, and these linear factors and, like, you know, creating all these, like, you know, these, in a way, mythical, like, ancient species that are extinct. I started thinking of, we don't know how many they're making. We don't know, and most likely they're trying to build an army. I said, what if Vegapunk actually is making them to turn over the world government and bring back that lineage that was lost?
Chill.
It could be too, but I think that you get to a certain point where that power isn't worth it because you're creating, like, a bigger evil, you know? And I think that if Vegapunk doesn't necessarily have control over these things, where it kind of looked like Koby didn't have full control. They can get to a point where like they'll take over.
Because that's what I was going to bring out. Because, like, for instance, do they have a personality? Because, for instance, we already know about the Vinsmoke that they take away personalities, as in they don't have emotions. They don't have not personalities. They don't have emotions. They don't have love. They don't cry. They don't fear anything. They don't feel pain. Like, they're just strictly cyborgs. And now Sanji's different. I'm saying is that the same? Like, because that could be a big factor. If they're like not like the other Vinsmokes, that they actually have emotions.
They seem to.
Because I'm thinking, what if, like, you know how, like, what if
I think Kuma's the best idea of that.
Okay. But I think because the kid was like aggressively attacking Blackbeard, right? And then the other one was smiling. We'll see that later.
Yeah.
But
because I was thinking of what if they actually view Vegapunk as a father. Like they have that emotional connection with Vegapunk.
There's a lot to be thought about what this actually means for the future of the world in the show. And I think that, this is the big talk of the community, is the Seraphims, and not so much the Blackbeard versus Boa. I will say this. So I brought this up to Sebastian at the party too, where I was kind of like, yo, Oda's downplaying women, and this is why I say this. Blackbeard fights Magellan. Magellan hits him with his Devil Fruit. The Devil Fruit still impacts him after to where Shiryu has to give him the antidote, so he's not poisoned anymore. Blackbeard sucks in Ace. Ace throws his fire at him. He gets hit. Ace's fire hurts him. He takes it away, and then Blackbeard hits him after, right? Luffy punches Blackbeard in the stomach. He gets hurt from the ability. The attack. Then he just decides to do whatever. Sengoku attacks Blackbeard with his Devil Fruit and crew, and then he fights back afterward, right? And it's like, there's so many instances. Oh, Whitebeard too. Whitebeard gets his ability negated. Whitebeard attacks him afterward. Why does Blackbeard not have anything on his body turned to stone? And it's like, why isn't Blackbeard bleeding either? And this is where I get to the point where, like, if Blackbeard has consistently been hit over the fights that he's been in, why is there nothing indicating that Boa even damaged him? And we can say, well, Blackbeard has better hockey, so she couldn't really do anything to him. But I'm like, if you look at a certain panel on this page, right after she does like her arrows, I think she goes to attack either the Mihawk Seraphim or she goes to attack Blackbeard, and she uses perfume, and it doesn't say what move she's going to use, but it's perfume.
Gotta be Fruit or whatever.
It's going to be perfume for Myrrh. That attack is what broke the Jutei of Smoker, Smoker's Jutei. She kicked it, it turned to stone and broke, right? That's an inanimate object. Why doesn't Blackbeard have anything turned to stone on his body? And like
darkness ability. He used Black Hole before that attack, no? But yeah.
But even if so, it's been proving that Devil Fruits also have an everlasting effect on him.
If they land.
But what makes you think that like she's not mobile enough to land on Blackbeard, who's not mobile at all?
It's also not a guarantee that she was attacking Blackbeard at all. Anyway, she might have been attacking Koby.
I get that, but even if she's yoked up, she had to be fighting to some degree. And the fact is, her Devil Fruit ability just works. So
not if she's yoked up.
And this is where I said in the beginning of the chapter that all that Marco and Yamato junk that we were watching should have just been in another chapter. We needed more context for Boa in this Blackbeard fight. We needed more context. And, I'll leave it there. But
I had like two more things I wanted to say.
Yeah.
But they're not in direct conflict with what you were saying. Just analyzations that I've made about Blackbeard. I talked about this with Lionel. Blackbeard tends to have the same or like opponents as Luffy, right? Where like he'll have basically if Luffy is fighting Doflamingo and then Katakuri and then Kaido, etc., right? Blackbeard's supposed to have his own elevations of opponents that he's fought in a similar light, right? I think Boa is his Doflamingo. Obviously, they didn't have a real fight because Blackbeard doesn't have real fights, typically. Wang Ji would be his Chinjiao, the legend of the past that he's attacked and defeated. And Marco would be his first division commander to equate to Katakuri. And that means he has a Yonko coming up, and y'all all know it's Shanks. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
Ready for
I don't know. I just feel like
Ready for it.
every single fight we've seen Blackbeard in, he's gotten hit, bro.
But also remember the time those fights all took place. All those fights took place pre-time skip. When
I
Blackbeard
was
wasn't.
upset too.
But when Blackbeard was at his, I'm not gonna say weakest, but like he wasn't the height of his strength now. And then now we see he has hockey. He has another ability added to that, right? Where with most times he had one ability, so he could have used his black thing to absorb the attack. Because Bowen Hancock's bleeding when she wasn't before, so he did something to affect Bowen Hancock.
I think he quaked her face.
Maybe she got hit with a quake because she could have used the quake or the
This is where it gets,
Or he could just hit her.
but
He
this
hit
is
hard.
but this is where it gets tricky for me. He wouldn't let her go.
You can't.
Yeah.
She's too risky to be out there.
Again, that's my point. She's too risky. So she's definitely a threat to Blackbeard. So how the hell did he just not get damaged by her at all?
Was she? If she was attacking,
I just
Koby?
thought of something. You know how Blackbeard, and if Blackbeard could do it himself, you know how Blackbeard does black hole, and he can suck people underneath. What if Blackbeard could travel in his darkness underground,
I've always thought he could.
and he could just come up at any pretty much like Bruno's door, but with darkness. He could suck himself in darkness.
Yo,
just,
and
do
you know
this.
what's crazy? I'd be like, yo, that's cool. Like that's a way to be deceptive and tricky and to use your skills. But because we didn't get shown that, I just have to accept that this happened.
I just thought of something. But basically, Blackbeard's dragging you down into that darkness and then just quaking it, and you can't get out, and you're just getting quaked nonstop.
So I'm like, yo, like this is another instance of just me having to accept that Blackbeard is just Blackbeard. And like everything that ever happens with him, I just have to accept with no reason, no foundation, and it's gonna be baseless.
The basis is that he's him, Larry. We got a couple super chats.
That shows, but that's the thing too. It's so freaking dumb that it's just him. It's just him.
Gotta
Like, come
accept
on,
that.
man.
I mean, I put certain things out of context, like Whitebeard's fruit, his ability. It's like defense and attack at the same time. Like it could defend and attack. That's what's so versatile and the one that's most powerful is one. Because it could defend and take away things, but it could do damage. And Blackbeard also showed that he could cover his body with darkness.
It's crazy because like you guys mentioned pre-time skip and post-time skip, there's a difference. But like even pre-time skip and post-time skip, the opponents that Luffy has faced, he still loses 3 times to. You know what I'm saying? Like he still loses to these guys. And it's like for Blackbeard just to suddenly not be able to do what pre-time skip has consistently told us, that's BS to me, bro. Like, again, I just have to accept that Blackbeard is this person.
Yeah, you do.
And that's BS to me.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying because they never showed his strength. But
there's too many instances of Blackbeard just being he's just a whack plot device.
Because Oda's always been trying to say that Blackbeard's been strong since we've seen him. You know?
Been strong.
The only problem is that he's shown that he's been strong since we've seen him. The only problem is we haven't seen the extent of that strength. That's where Oda's messing up. But like Shanks talked about his strength. Marco talked about his strength. When they were his kids, like, yo, he's weird, he's different, his body's strong, able to take 2 abilities. So they always alluded to his strength.
They just said he was weird, bro. They never said he was strong like that.
No, Shanks said he was strong because of the scar.
Is him since the beginning of the manga.
I don't care, bro. Anyway, I did want to mention one thing. The petrification that Boa talked about, where you made an excellent fanfic, by the way.
We do.
I'll get to it next one. But Shanks and Rayleigh, they have like the same pants now. But
really?
Yeah.
I even see.
Yeah. Marv, can you hit the sponsor, please?
They've always were like capri.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Have you been struggling lately? Maybe you're having trouble sleeping, difficulty with a relationship, or just struggling from low self-esteem. Listen, I've been there. We've been there. If so, then today's BetterHelp wants to help you. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. Talk to your therapist in a private, online environment at your own convenience. There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire, simple as that, to help assess your specific needs. And then you get matched with the therapist in under 48 hours. Then you schedule a secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is completely confidential. I happened to sign up at one point regarding my confidence issues. Next thing you know, my confidence issues are not issues anymore. I'm doing pretty well in that area. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Special offer goes out to all that OnePiece Talk listeners. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TOPT. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOPT. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode.
Him too.
Hold on. Go to the super chats and then we're going to get to the last question.
Oh, yeah. We got a $5 super chat from Baldy Cornell. It says, can you name 3 things the Marines could do to get Koby back from the Blackbeard pirates? Who wants to go first?
Nothing.
I thought.
Make a trade.
Gart might.
Yeah,
come.
that's what I thought. Trade.
You could trade.
He's probably going to trade for ships.
Yeah, the finally get
some ships.
Yeah.
Trade for ships. Trade a devil fruit. Maybe you have one.
He might get a ship that could travel the combat. How did he get across the combat? Oh, he did the quake fruit.
Send an admiral.
Yeah, I thought it was sending.
Not Green Bull. You gotta send you can't send a Kainu.
Yeah. Let's go to the next
Buster
one.
Call. I don't know.
You gotta be ready to go into war for.
Kobe not worth that. Anyway, we got a $20 super chat from Celestial Donkey. Celestial, man, what's up?
Yo, thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
It says, what do you think Luffy's gonna do first? Talk to Sabo about Vivi's dad or go to save Koby? Personally, I don't think he does either. But if he had to choose one, it would be saving Koby.
Yeah.
If I had to choose one that Luffy would prioritize, yo, Cobra dead already. Kobe's still alive. I could save him.
I think he would go talk to Sabo. He ain't going to save Koby, bro.
I don't think so either, but between those two, have a conversation or save your friend's life.
Yeah, you're going to talk to Sabo.
Yeah, damn, bro.
I mean, for instance, Kobe's not his brother, and they both live their own adventures.
Bro, he captured by the ops. Sabo alive.
He's a
hell.
Marine, and they got Marines to help him out.
What you think, Law?
Well, the more immediate danger is because if he's really dead. Because to me, I think Luffy would be like, Sabo wouldn't do that. So he'd be like, Sabo wouldn't do that, but Kobe's in danger.
He only saves Koby if Blackbeard has the road poneglyph he needs.
Yeah, your view of Luffy is so warped right now. That's crazy.
All right, guys. Thank you, Celestial.
But don't about how Luffy views Koby. He views him as a brother enough to go save him.
I mean, he punched him in the face.
Again, I repeat, I don't think he's doing either thing.
Koby out here.
But if he was going
Koby out here reliving Alvita pirate moments, all right? He's sweeping the decks, bro. Hit that next super chat.
He about to be so...
Anyway, we got a $20 super chat from Oz D Phenom. It says, "Sup, boys? I'm at the gym, but I'll watch the VOD later. Much love, Nakama." Pump that iron.
Oz, thank you so much, bro.
Gains!
Get them gains, dog. Fitness
Thank
life.
you.
You think it's leg day for Oz? No? Alright. Anyway.
What up, Greg? What up?
I think that's all we got.
All right. Next one. So to end the chapter, we're not going to do phone calls, guys. We don't have enough time. To end the chapter, we go back to the present day on the Amazonians, and the Amazonians thank Rayleigh for saving them. Shaki was also in attendance, and she's now reintroduced by her full name, Shaku Yaku, and her previous title, which was the Empress of Amazon Lily 2 generations ago. She was the former captain of the Kuja pirates. Then Rayleigh admits that because of the particulars of the situation, it was impossible to save Boa. At his age, he can't defeat Blackbeard. They further converse about the Navy's new weapons and how they are supposed to replace the warlords. Boa's sisters say that even by the end of it all, the Seraphims didn't have a single scratch on them. It was even weirder because one of the Seraphims were identical to Boa in looks. Then we find out that Captain Koby has been abducted by the Blackbeard pirates. What did you guys think about the end of the chapter? And we'll go with Lionel.
I was thinking in my head, how did I not see Shaki being an Amazon Lily queen at one point? Like, it was so obvious, but I just ignored that fact.
Was it?
Yeah. It
was kind of obvious. I know I didn't see it either.
Yeah. Somebody on One Manga called it like 10 years ago. I wish I remember who it was.
How was it obvious?
Yo, because she's like with Rayleigh, right?
Yeah.
Who has this whatever how relationship with Amazon Lily, where he goes there or can go there no problem, and Boa is cool with him, and all the women are cool with him. So like, there's that tie there already, and they already said like there's been multiple generations of female like heads, and the last one like was Love Struck or whatever before. Like they said they've seen that before.
Yeah.
So it's like Shaggy's with Rayleigh, who's this great pirate who's cool with Amazon Lily. Like it's like it's there.
I didn't know that.
Like it's there.
Yeah, and also don't give note to like, all right, there's always when someone will come back, like get pregnant and they come back with a child. But then then Shaggy also said she's the one that predicted that Bo Hancock falling in love with Luffy. Yeah. Like, and then she was like, where'd that come from? How'd you notice? This was probably what detailed, because she showed up to Luffy's character and what she knew about Bo Hancock. You know? So like all this evidence, I don't know how I didn't see it either. Like pretty much, but it was right there in our face.
All right. Keep going, Lon.
Again, like it goes into Rayleigh. Like I don't know. I think some people think that Rayleigh could still beat Blackbeard, which I think is preposterous. Like again, Blackbeard did get shook, but Rayleigh, again, he is 78 years old.
Yeah.
He is clearly out of his prime. Like if Blackbeard would lose to Rayleigh, he should quit being a pirate, just like Dante Zhao said to Luffy. Obviously, Luffy's stronger than Dante Zhao, but that's the point. People who have been past their prime, they shouldn't be facing people who are close to their prime, because that's not their time anymore. Like me personally, I believe Rayleigh in his prime would beat Blackbeard, hands down.
Yeah, 1,000%.
But again, that's Rayleigh in his prime. Like Rayleigh is clearly not in his prime. You know, great. It was cool that he showed that he was leaking his hockey, but like, come on, like Rayleigh is almost 80 years old. Like there's nobody close to 80 years old competing with somebody who was like, you know, like near their prime. So. And it was cool. Like Blackbeard realized the situation, but like Rayleigh knew that I at my old age I can't do it.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, you know, with the pacifistas again. Like we didn't really think of it looking like the other supernovas, and I think we should have also got that too, because all the old pacifistas look like Kuma, like every single one of them. So we could have. I mean, I don't know if I really called it, but like again, that was a little like foreshadowing of Paso, the new pacifistas look like the new Shichibukai now. So I got the understanding like with the stars in their eyes, because like the because you know Bo Hancock doesn't have stars, and like I think somebody mentioned that the one that attacked Blackbeard, his eyes look like Mihawks. I don't know, like to me it just looked like eyes to me.
No, it was double ringed.
Yeah, right. So I was like those look like Mihawks, but now we see these stars in this pacifista's eyes, and it's clearly not Bo Hancock's eyes though. So I wonder if does that mean it's something? You know, is that significant?
It definitely means something.
Yeah, right. So like, and now Koby getting captured, like I didn't expect this at all. Like, not even a little bit. Like, what is even Blackbeard's like? What was the purpose of stealing Koby? Like you know,
You get something out of it.
I mean, dude, like again, Blackbeard always has like his mind's always working. Like if something doesn't work out, he has contingency plans for like not everything. I'm not saying like Kurama do, but he's always planning something. You know, he's always trying to get something out of his hand. You know, I don't know where's Egghead. What is that?
I'm not sure. I didn't look it up.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm not sure.
Egghead.
But that's the Marines, though.
Yeah, that's what
So
the Marines
there's
said.
probably a base that they have, or an island they're going to go to that's nearby.
What are you talking about?
Because the Marines said that's right. We will proceed to Egghead
One more.
and dock the ship.
Yeah.
You know, and I forgot to check
I don't know
it
why
out.
I didn't just show it to you on here. But whatever.
Like, I wonder if Egghead's like anything like, you know.
Significant?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. All right.
But I mean, I don't like, for instance, the fact that I think the Marines might do something because again, he's part of Sword. You know, less that was the Marines' plan along. Like, you know, like whether Kobe's going to be significant in this thing that he could feel like he could get information on Blackbeard and still fill his role as a Sword candidate because he's a Sword agent. So like maybe Kobe let himself get captured because I think Kobe could like, you know, get away. He has Wanshiki techniques. He could clearly did Gappo. He could have did something to actually get out of there. I'm not like I don't know.
Get away? Yamato running down on you.
I
bro.
get you, but you could fly in the air. Where's Blackbeard doing in the air? Back home.
Bring your ass back over here.
I mean, hey,
what Kobe gonna do?
Kobe would move ridiculously fast in water.
Stop it.
I'm just saying,
Stop
bro.
it.
I'm just saying, man. All right.
All right. Finish.
Yeah.
Seb.
Yeah. So the Shaggy reveal was awesome. I loved it. I've been arguing with people on Discord since the chapter dropped about whether Blackbeard got punked by Rayleigh. I just think he looked at the best possible outcome of the situation and took the best route. I'm not saying he's not on some level scared of Rayleigh. I don't think he thinks he can't lose, but the or that he would lose. I think in the situation, it's like I got to deal with Rayleigh, Boa, 2 Seraphim, Koby, potential other people who are getting unfrozen, etc. So I just don't think Blackbeard got punked by Rayleigh. If he wanted to show that, Oda would have just showed that. He has no problem making Blackbeard look like a punk, right? But whatever. I want to make this comment. Boa's face, where they're talking about this girl that looked like her, is mad suspicious, bro. That is like, yo, I had a kid y'all don't know about type suspicious. ... She trying to leave and marry Luffy. I see you. No, I'm playing.
She was like,
yeah, come on,
bro.
I'm playing,
Don't do that. And she was released at like
Boa's
16.
28, bro. I don't know how old this little girl is.
No, when she was kidnapped by the Marines, she was 12, and then 16 is when she escaped.
I'm joking.
Right?
But if King slid, it's a beautiful child. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, the Koby thing, Larry alluded to it already.
Do you need to be registered, bro?
Come on, man. I was just saying King is beautiful and Boa beautiful. They can have a beautiful child. Anyway, the Koby thing is funny.
Don't go near any school, guys.
The Koby thing is funny. They brought it up in More Stream, and Larry alluded to it. It could be him getting pushed back into an Alavita slavery thing, because if Blackbeard wants, because my thought and thinking goes two ways, right? If Blackbeard wants, he could flip Koby to the Cross Guild because he probably has a bounty on him, right? Or two, it could be a way to tie a further reveal for Sword, right? Because a lot of people have speculated that Aokiji is in Sword, and Aokiji is affiliated with Blackbeard. So I could see that going that route. I think we could go either of those routes. I don't think Luffy acts on this, personally. I just don't think we go that way with the story right now. But in general, I think it could be real interesting, man. It really could. So, but that's all I got.
That's actually a good point, because I was thinking of, you took Koby, not the Vice Admiral. Like, why?
It's easier to capture Koby, bro.
Yeah.
It's Yamakaji, bro.
But that's what it wouldn't matter.
The one thing I do want to say,
Dude is a bum.
The one thing I want to say, Blackbeard, being the opportunist that he is the joke that I told you guys. He just like that Denzel meme. He said, "I'm leaving here with something." I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something. I don't get bone fruit. All right, cool. Give me Koby, bro. What you gonna do? Not playing. Go ahead, Lo.
No, I was gonna say, thank you. So I was gonna say, the whole situation, right? What Blackbeard's been through, because like he was, in a way, how he had it, he was forced in his mind, to have to kill Boa, because to me, if I was Boa, he let me go, I'm taking you out too, man. Like, I'm taking you out, because why would you trust Blackbeard? Why would he just Blackbeard's not the type of person, you unstone his crew, he's going to leave. He's like, all right, I'm still fighting. I came here for what I wanted, But this situation,
I'm leaving with something.
Exactly, I'm leaving with something, So, with this one, really, I like how, because at the end of the day, you can say Rayleigh punked Blackbeard. I'm not gonna say that, but either way, what Rayleigh said, it happened. Yeah. He said, Boa, you're going to release them, and both of y'all are going to leave. That's the deal, right? And everyone conceded to that. And maybe it could have been in Blackbeard's favor. It's like, all right, because the whole thing is he couldn't let Boa go without him turning into stone. I'm hit for this, you know. But with Rayleigh's word, he's like, all right, I would know that she's going to listen to Rayleigh and do that. So Blackbeard took the best out of the situation from here, because he was able to lead with his Nakama and everything. And then Shaggy, being the only thing is I can see it, but I got a little disappointed that we didn't get Rayleigh's bounty or Shaggy's bounty. I thought it would have been dope to kind of show that reveal, because I always wonder what the Pirate King's right hand man's bounty is. We already got Gold Roger's bounty, so I would like to see Rayleigh's. Unless they reveal it, the Marines reveal it in some other way, but it makes it kind of seem like we may not even get Rayleigh's bounty now. Yeah. So. And then again, I'm mad I didn't see, which is right in front of us, that she was from 2 generations ago, I believe, on Amazon Lily. And to me, I was thinking about Lino. It's interesting that they have star eyes, and one of the eyes resemble Mihawk. So to me, there's something significant about the eyes, because I was looking back. I even looked back at King's eyes. King's eyes don't look anything special. Everyone else's eyes kind of normal, except for Mihawk's. He's the only one who kind of has special eyes in that way.
Yeah.
You know? So then you have someone who has star eyes. I don't think we've came across with someone that has like star eyes in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But the only person who maybe no, I wouldn't say, because I think it was you that said it might be Doflamingo's eyes because he has shades on. You never see his eyes. Yeah. So that was you. So it's like, but the One Piece says even Conquerors comes from the eyes in a way, or is released to the eyes. So eyes kind of show an importance in the show to me, right? For Oda kind of revealed to it. So I think their eyes standing out right here because they stand out a lot. Like Oda's trying to show something with these eyes. Could be either a new the combination of all these genes, or a new gene a new species that we haven't heard of yet. But something very significant about these eyes that Oda is going to reveal, I believe, through these pacifistas. So, and Koby being captured, I don't know. I wasn't expecting it. I don't know where it goes for. Like, I'm not sure Luffy's going after Blackbeard for Koby in that way, but I could definitely see Koby being sold for that. And I don't see the Marines starting a war with a Yonko for Koby. I don't see that happening either. So Koby, he's capable enough to try and escape, because I think he killed him because of the way Blackbeard viewed him. It's like, not really he viewed Koby as a friend, but he kept thanking him for the Rocket Sport incident. And he's able to tussle Koby. What should I do with Boa Hancock? You know, it could be his arrogance, because Blackbeard is very arrogant. But it's just interesting he chose to take Koby because of how he viewed Koby in this situation. But yeah, what do you think, Larry?
What do I think? I think that Rayleigh is definitely past his prime. I think that Blackbeard would be able to beat him. I think that we should look at it as like the Whitebeard versus a Akainu situation.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect way to explain what would have happened. I don't think that necessarily the Seraphims would have fought Blackbeard with Boa and Rayleigh. I think it would have just been Boa and Rayleigh fighting Blackbeard. And like Blackbeard thought to himself, like, yo, this is not worth it. I have the potential of getting beat. Like, again, we needed more context regarding like this exchange within the chapter, because it was the most important part. And to see that Blackbeard probably used observation hockey to gauge where Rayleigh was at the time and be like, okay, so like if I let this chick go because Rayleigh just happens to advance conquers me, I'm gonna end up dropping her anyway. So they're probably gonna destroy me.
If he wanted to do it, he'd have to have like killed Boa instantly.
And I just don't think that would have been possible.
Yeah.
He would have had to do something way crazier.
Yeah.
I do have a theory that Shaki, since she's 2 generations forward, I think the previous generation, that's the person who had the metal no Mi. And I think that when she died, it was given to Boa.
Okay.
That's how they know somehow that the fruit doesn't work unless the fruit's will told her that information the same way Sabo's, flame fruit said that Ace wanted to do this attack to you.
Thank you.
Then for the eyes, I think it's more of a religious thing too. So is there anything about stars specifically with like the seraphims in the Bible?
No. I mean, the only thing, but it's not really due to eyes or anything, angels can be called the morning stars.
Yeah.
Right? But that hasn't to do with eyes or anything. It's just more like, again, with them resembling light or brilliance or radiance, because stars illuminate. Because they're like, they're fires. So burning ones, so it's like the morning stars, it says the morning stars cry out. But it's mostly down to them eluding radiance and being like a light, as if like burning ones, or, because they have power and they're spirit creatures, but nothing with the eyes and stars. But that's about it.
Okay. So that's the only thing I can think of regarding the stars, the pupils. I think that it's probably still related to the Bible in some way, the seraphims. And then overall, like, I don't really care for Koby, so whatever.
It's funny because Larry used to love Koby, and then he got hype, and he's like, nah, y'all wildin', and now he don't like him no more.
I just think that when we talk about rivals, and they mention like Koby being one, perfect example why rivals don't really mean rivals. It just means like, yo, you just are part of this guy's age, and like you want to compete with him. That's why kids rival, but he doesn't compete with Luffy.
That's fair.
So that's about it. But we got super chats, and then we gotta go.
We got 2 super chats. They're both from Nerd Taku, the boy. It says we got a $5 one that says, "Who else do you guys see being made into a Seraphim? Do you think it's just the warlords, or do you believe it's anyone that has been captured by the world government, or like Kaido, for example?" Lawrence touched on this earlier. I think.
Yeah,
that
it's anybody.
It could be anybody. Yeah. Anybody that Vegapunk, because put hands on or
It could be
interact with.
at this point, it's any devil fruit, any sword.
If I had to guess, I would say it's only Shichibukai, but that's limiting it. I don't know why I did that. But
Yeah.
But we got another $2 super chat from Nerdtaku. It says, "Do you think Rouge was the Empress before Boa?" Which is
Nikes.
Roger's baby mother,
Right.
Ace's mom.
Oh snap! I didn't think of that.
I don't think so, but that would be
think so.
cool.
Yeah.
That would be super cool.
Hey, yo.
Especially since like Rayleigh is now involved with them. Like maybe he met her through that.
Yeah.
But that would mean that because the
No
whole
way,
island,
Hey, man.
the island where they said that they saw Roger acting
Bro.
more like a father or being romantic.
She
wasn't
probably
in
had
it.
the
Left,
metal
but
no man.
again,
Yeah, they
they
left.
be leaving.
Yeah.
And the other part is he told Rayleigh I'm gonna have a son. Rayleigh like, well, I know this island full of women. You know what I'm saying?
Go to the
No,
next
honestly,
one.
I always
That
thought
was
he
awesome.
knew Rouge
That was
already,
awesome.
though.
Yeah, so everyone, that's the end of the show. If you could please like the video, please do. If you want to buy one of our t-shirts that me and Lionel have on, that onepiecetalk.com/merch. What's up, Lawrence?
Now I'm saying TCB joined the chat again.
Oh, I'm out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to TCB.
I
man.
want to say thank you to everybody that's in chat. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for sticking with us. Everybody that's just listening to us as well. I just want to say a huge shout out to you and thank you to you. I can't explain enough how much we feel appreciated by your presence. And, you know, once we come across 4K, that's only the beginning. I think we're going to stick around for a long time. So just huge thank you, man. Thank you nonstop. Even for all the super chats. Like, I think every time we see a super chat and it's just, it could be any super chat. We're just always still like a little bit in shock.
Yo, it amazes me, bro.
Yeah, and you know it's crazy because I don't see this type of engagement in other people's streams who have like 100K, you know, like, and that's supposed to be normal for them. But so, like we had like 66 people concurrently watching us, and we had like 8 super chats immediately, and they were just crazy. So I just want to say thank you for the love, thank you for the kindness, thank you for your your gratitude, all that stuff. Thank you. But yo, my name is Larry,
Lawrence.
Lionel.
Sev.
and this is that One Piece Talk. Jana.